welcome to the Absolute Football Podcasts, Absolutely Lower League, the show dedicated to everything EFL Championship, League One, League Two, the National League, and for this week only, the FA Trophy, which Kieran and Claire are not big fans of. And do you know what? Same here, because we're not in it. We got knocked out first round, so we're not going to talk about that. I'm joking. We will talk about it, but just not yet. As you all can see, we are a member down, no bless him, and unfortunately could not do today. But we do have a great team, and we will still talk a lot of football with you. And we have got a lot of football to get through, as it's a double game week. I could not do this alone, Bo. So, Claire, how are you? I've not seen you for ages.
I'm okay, thank you. I've only been missing a week.
But it felt like forever because you weren't on.
I'm okay, thanks. Just busy with Daisy at home poorly, trying to work, trying to juggle, looking after her. But yeah, all right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really, really good, thank you, apart from football, which I will not get onto yet. Well, yeah, I'm fuming about football. I will have to talk about it after, but at least it's right near the end. And of course, we have a new member. Kieran, how are you and how's your week been? Tell everyone who you support as well.
Well, I support Newport, so, I think I'm one of the only Newport fans that actually do things, which is quite unique. But no, I'm not bad, other than the fact I've managed to break 2 tripods in the space of 2 weeks, which I'm quite impressed. But if I know it's up, my head just disappears off the camera. So we're at a point where I've just got to slouch down. So this is very... I give up.
Can't take her anywhere.
No, can't, no.
Oh, funny. And of course, it's not just us here. We have everybody in the chat, our usual familiar faces. So Chris was very keen today. I was just saying off air, it was very early. Good evening, all. Going to be an interesting show with the crazy results there has been, I know. Very crazy show. We've got Aled, evening all. Just glad we won on Tuesday. Otherwise, this could have been one long pod. I know. I'm not looking forward to talking National League anyway. Chris as well, bless him. All the best to Roy Hodgson. He's stable in hospital, which is good news after being taken ill today.
I didn't realise.
Yeah, very sad news in training, bless him. So we weren't doing a press conference today. So if he does come across this or just in general, get well soon, Roy. He's such a legend in football. We really hope everything's okay. Our very own Sam as well. Hope you're all well, everybody. Buzzing. We have Kieran on tonight. It's going to be a great show. Ah,
yeah, we've gone international.
You've gone international. You've gone over the bridge.
All right, everyone. Everyone's favourite Gateshead fan is here. Yeah, be nice to me, Mr. Luke, as well. Be nice to me. Simon, evening, everyone. I believe you've got a rant as well, Simon, after, so I'm very looking forward to that. And we've got Johnny as well. Evening, all. Evening, Johnny. Hope you are well. Oh, I love how we talk amongst each other as well, everyone in the chat. It's so nice to see. We've got a little community going on. Sam has put as well, welcome to the show, Kieran. And of course, a wonderful Claire and a legend that is Shah. Oh, thank you. Feeling the love tonight. And Phil has put, good evening. No football to talk about on Tuesday.
Hey, Phil, keep us updated on 4 specific football results tonight, will you? Or anyone in the chat can as well.
What are them results?
Oh, I can't remember.
I'm covering 4 football results. We don't even know what they are.
Just any in the world.
Any football game, any that are going on. Put it up there.
AC Milan.
I hope it's a random team like Zimbabwe.
We've got AC Milan to beat Rennes.
Rennes.
Why? What's wrong with that?
Isn't that what you take when you've got tummy ache? Is it Rennes?
That's Rennes. Then
You've got
Rennes.
Braga to beat Cardiff and Betis to beat Zagreb. What are you laughing at?
Rennes made me laugh. Isn't that what you take when you have?
Well, how do you say it then, Shah? RENNES Go on, what is it?
Is it like?
I'm joining on YouTube just to write it down so that you can tell it me.
I've heard of a team. Is it not like Rawns or something like that? Or
That sounds more right.
Rennie's just reminds me of when you've got tummy ache, and is it like, or is it heartburn or something?
There. I've put it on the bottom. Come on, say it.
Is it not like Rawns or Wrens?
Right.
Oh,
What's happened?
Oh,
we're back.
the screen went blank and we're back.
What happened?
I don't know.
This has went off to a flying start,
Ren.
guys. I'm very glad I'm here.
It's pronounced Ren. Phil has put
Ren? Why don't these people start spelling stuff the way they want it to be pronounced?
Exactly. I agree with that, to be fair.
No.
I do agree with that. That really made me laugh. Should we talk some football, or should we just do a game on pronunciations? I think that'll be better, won't it?
Oh no!
Looking forward to Kieran's initiation song as well.
Yeah. Are we doing that now or at the end?
Yeah, you're doing it now or at the end?
I don't know.
Yeah. You haven't
told me these things beforehand.
Yeah, but we like to spring it on you.
Well, hold on. Am I supposed to do an initiation song for myself?
You got to sing it.
I don't sing.
You have to sing something anyway, just a verse.
Oh, you know what? I have to think about this, so I would quite like to do this towards the end. I got to think about this song. I'm not going to ignore. I'm ignoring the football now. I'm thinking songs. Don't need football anymore.
Should we just do karaoke instead?
Spice Girls.
Yes. Right, we best talk some football, hadn't we? We will start with the fixtures from the weekend in the Championship. So I'll start with you, Claire. Any standout results for you?
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of results in there that you're kind of expecting. Obviously, I will have to say, and I did plan to say because obviously I thought Ant was coming on, Ipswich are in a bit of a pickle at the moment. Yeah. And Ant's right, isn't it? But Sheffield Wednesday got a really good result. I know it's at home and it's against Birmingham, who are struggling as well. But that's the results that are going to matter as the season progresses when you're down the bottom of the league.
100%. Everyone in the chat as well, please tell us your standout results.
Yeah. Huddersfield were doing all right for themselves, weren't they? And they just threw it away.
They've just appointed a new manager, I think, tonight as well. Another name I can't pronounce. Not familiar with him, but yeah, they have just appointed him. I think it wasn't that long ago as well. I think at about 7:00 this evening he appointed him. So,
right.
New. Any standout results for you, Kieran?
Oh, Leicester are boring, aren't they? Winning every game, doing my head in.
I know.
Southampton back to winning ways. I mean, it is a solid performance, isn't it? In all fairness, it's quite nice. Yeah, didn't Ipswich win like 4-0 the game before this? So they're in a bit of a was it the game after?
The game after, wasn't it? Yeah,
the game after. Yeah. Like,
sorry.
In all fairness, like they have the potential to get back on track. But I was watching that West Brom game on the way up to Warsaw, and it wasn't a half bad result. In all fairness, I quite enjoyed that game because I think it was 2-0 or something to West Brom, and then it was kind of a comeback from there. So solid game, but in all fairness, Championship is my favourite division, but I like seeing Cardiff lose. That's always nice to look at.
I love that. For me, I'm going to go for as well. Bristol City away at Middlesbrough. I think that's a really good result for them. Middlesbrough are quite a tough side. I know they're quite inconsistent, but they have been picking up results as of late, and obviously away from home. I think that's a very good result for Bristol City. Blackburn, I know 2 teams obviously down there near the bottom. Obviously Blackburn 3, Stoke City 1. Stoke are really struggling, aren't they? Leeds.
You love to see it.
No, Leeds obviously.
Very nice.
Very nice. Great result for them. I think Leeds are just up there as well with like your Southamptons, your Leicester. They're very strong now, aren't they? Coming very strong.
Coventry as well, because they've
Yes.
been because they went on that great run, and then they've kind of had a couple of draws that you think you should have won that, and then obviously they've won again against Millwall, so that's another good 3 points for them.
Definitely. Simon as well, if you want to send us your thoughts on that game, please do. I know you're obviously a Coventry fan. Send us your thoughts on both games. Just go into the chat. Johnny says, Bristol City beating Middlesbrough. I completely agree with that. Milan winning, Benfica drawing, Braga losing, and Betis drawing. Not looking good, Claire. Not a lot you can say, really, is it?
We've got £100 on this bet. Oh, by the way, I'm not a gambler. I'm not a gambling addict. I must say that, because I know that's a hell of a lot to put on a bet. It's because we're in a group and it's about £5 something each. It's not massive, and it's some of our winnings from Saturday.
Could have spent that £5 on something else, Claire. I'm joking.
Can't even get you a pint nowadays.
That is true.
It won't.
That is
It
true.
won't.
In the chat as well, Mr. Lucas put Sheffield Wednesday versus Birmingham City. I think that's taking a mick out of me and Claire.
Every team that is City is City.
City.
City. Wait, I'm sure in the northeast this is City.
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 City. You can't take the piss out of us when you can't even pronounce
Exactly.
it. City.
Exactly.
City.
Aled has put Huddersfield will lead in 2-0. Johnny's put as well. Claire, Braga have just scored. On. Simon has put Leicester don't win every game. We beat them earlier in the season. Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, but they'll go up anyway. They're all the 3 teams that went down last season from the Prime will just go up again, and it further brings the point, doesn't it, of the huge gap between the Championship and the Premier League. And I won't get into it because money just frustrates me. It just annoys me.
It is annoying. Aladis put, my Huddersfield friend was with me at the Wrexham game on Saturday.
Cool story, bro.
This is a guy who is now the Huddersfield manager. We'll call him Andre.
Come on, let's us three pronounce it.
Andre.
Brayton
right.
Rita, lad.
Andre Rita.
It's got to be that Brayton Rita.
Oh.
Yeah. As well.
Is he German?
Oh, I don't know. People in the chat let us know.
Yeah, that's the truth of our betting group. 337 quid we won off a £7 bet.
Oh, I love this as well. This is another word, isn't it, from there? Aye.
Why aye, man?
Aye.
Oh, funny. Moving on, obviously, now he is German. Oh, check you, Claire. You know your shiz.
I'm polishing up. I'm a German ready to go to Berlin.
I love it.
I'll be going around going, oh shit, how do you say hello? How do you say hello in German?
Oh, no. I don't know.
There we go. We'll just go to Mr. Luke instead. Instead of speaking German, we'll go, why I man?
I can't. I know I'd say good night in German. Gute Nacht.
I know French and Spanish. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Isn't it? Hola. In Spanish. Hola. Bonjour, je m'appelle Charlotte. Surprise myself. Hello.
Charlotte's got a pie.
Hello.
Hello.
No, it's not. It's not hello.
No,
To
it's
be fair,
hello.
no. The Welsh word for hello
you
is just
wait till
hello
I
with
get
one
there.
L.
I'm going to get on the
So-
train to go into the city and I'll go, hello. But you know what the thing is? You know I actually will do that.
Hello.
I'll
Please
record it. See how
Please
the
You can't say it quietly. The way it's spelled, you've got to say hello.
Hello. No.
Well, Claire.
Hello is well better than Guten Morgen.
Jonathan as well has put evening, ladies, and Kieran. Evening, we hope you're okay. As well. Oh,
Yeah, I knew that.
Language night.
Dankeschön.
Guten Tag. Guten Tag. I speak better German than English, me. Show already gone off the rails, yeah. That is so true.
My bad.
We'll just start learning languages instead. Who needs football?
We should do our own show. That would be quality content. Learning our own language. We should make our own language up. That'd be even better.
I swear my sister has her own dictionary.
Oh, does she?
The amount of shite that she comes out with that doesn't mean anything.
This one made me laugh as well, Mr. Luke. Sounds like what the Teletubbies would say. Hello. I make a good Teletubby, don't I?
Hello.
I do apologise to everyone in the chat and anybody that is listening to this on audio. I do apologise.
I don't apologise because I hope it's made everyone smile.
Imagine just driving like to work or something, thinking you're going to get like a well knowledgeable football conversation, and you get us going, hello. It's scary.
I nearly spat my drink out there.
I hope you don't cause any like accidents with that. Hello.
No, but you just know now. Tomorrow, when everyone goes to work, they're all going to go, hello.
Funny. Right, back to the football. Anyway, Simon has sent his match report on Coventry's win. He has put, we didn't play great. We had two players decide how to take a penalty by rock, paper, and
Shut
scissors.
up.
Yet again, another one of our players was elbowed in the face.
Surely they should know before the game who's taking the penalty. Rock, paper, scissors. That's like Sunday League shit, that.
What's your go-to rock, paper, scissors?
Don't know.
I copy Phoebe in Friends and do water balloon.
Friends is the most overrated show. Sorry, but it is.
Oh, I like
Agreed.
it. I like it.
Sex and the City is well better.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
a
all right.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine kind of person, in all fairness. I do quite like that show.
I love Big
Never
Bang
seen
Theory too. I love Sheldon Cooper. I'm Sheldon Cooper. Rock, paper, scissors, pasties in Plymouth. Oh, I could just trough a pasty as well.
Hopefully, Plymouth. I mean, wait, Exeter's near Plymouth, isn't it? I can go and get us some Oggy pasties next season, hopefully, if we go up.
Ooh. I like your style. So bring me one back. I love a good pasty, but I could just go to the shop and get one, but it's not the same, is it?
Pasty.
Exactly. Moving on to the midweek games now. Sorry, everyone, for going completely off the rails, but we're not sorry, are we? Sorry, not sorry.
Everyone knows it by now.
Exactly. Midweek championship games. Any standout ones for you there, Claire?
I know it's only a narrow win, but from literally what I was saying a minute ago, but that's a good win for Birmingham, fighting down the bottom.
Yes.
Obviously Ipswich getting back to winning ways against Millwall as well. You have to single that out. Thanks, Alad. I hope so. Yeah, Ipswich, that's, it's an away win after being in pretty questionable form. So, yeah, I think that's a really good result. And also, Coventry, didn't they get like a 96-minute equaliser away at Plymouth? So, like, imagine the thought, like, you're getting to near the end of the match, you're getting ready for this stupidly long drive home, and you get like a last minute injury time winner. Like, they'd have been driving home like they've won that match. So I'm gonna single that one out as well, because I saw the away end with like 2,000 fans in it. So fair play to him.
Simon as well as put, we left it really, really late to get that draw. Kieran, any standouts for you?
Cardiff losing again always puts a smile on my face. I think the main
What
one.
about Swansea?
It's Swansea I prefer, because we've had a good few loan players from them over the years. We'll take that. I think the main result that catches my eye is that Bristol City ended Southampton's runs. Fair play to them. They're having a decent season. I think they use the I wouldn't quite say cup run, because I think they more than established themselves to get to that level of the FA Cup. But they managed it really well, and they've like kicked on in the league really well. And fair play, they have some class fans as well, don't they? As much as I don't like either of the Bristol clubs too much, but yeah, fair play to them. Stoke winning as well, given they're in trouble. Beating a team.
Like a 6-pointer, that isn't it?
It was a 6-pointer, yeah. So massive for them. I'm surprised they're down there in terms of where they are anyway. I thought they were always just kind of, mid-table, always in the championship kind of thing. But yeah, fair play to them, and Leeds being boring again, as always.
In the chat as well, Chris completely agrees. He said Bristol City beating Southampton to end their winning run. Phil has said that Braga are now level.
Yeah, that's old news. Johnny told us that years ago.
Huddersfield versus them lot down the road, Mr. Luke
I was just going to say that is a good result, because Huddersfield are really struggling, aren't they?
Yep. Yeah. I was going to say something and I've completely lost my tracks. I was going to say something about Huddersfield and it's just completely gone out my head. Aled has asked the question as well, will Millwall go down? They are struggling, aren't they? Massively.
I won't see him going down, but I don't think you can hold many 4-0 losses without being in the contention of it. So,
exactly.
I don't think they will, but they need to pick some form up to, build that gap away from them and the rest of the teams down it. I think QPR losing honestly benefits them as well.
Yeah. As well, you just think it's like they always say, don't they? One of the teams one of the teams in each league who tends to have a good season, the next season they tend to go downhill, and Millwall had a very good season, didn't they, last season? And then obviously this season they just seem to have completely gone downhill. I don't know what's going on there for Millwall. Simon as well has put, I'd only just finished celebrating our first goal when we conceded to go 2-1 down. Yeah. That sounds like Rochdale, that.
So annoying when that happens, isn't it?
Yeah, well annoying. Let's just look at some results. Preston beating Middlesbrough as well. Middlesbrough have gone on a bit of a bad run, haven't they, as of late?
Yeah, they have.
I thought they'd be up
very
this
inconsistent.
season.
Yeah, I did, especially after last season and Michael Carrick. He took on that really mad run, didn't he? Idiot. Simon taking a mick out of me. Huddersfield.
What do I say? I think I say Huddersfield.
I can't pronounce my H's that well anyway. Huddersfield, yeah. If you all take the mick out of me as well, because I say Bolton.
Oh, do you call that peasant wagon a buzz as well?
Bus.
Oh, that's all right. Some people in different parts of Manchester call it a buzz.
Yeah, mine is a silent H. I think we've covered most of them games now, haven't we? Everyone in the chat as well, if you want to send your thoughts, any standout games there. But we will.
Oh, Rotherham are going down, aren't they? Let's be fair. Another
Yeah.
loss. Like, it's weird because I'd always associated them with somehow being bottom of the league every season but staying up. But now they're bottom of the league and actually going down.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no hope for Rotherham, is the bless them. Simon has put Borough lost quite a few last season. Squad, they did, to be fair. Apparently it's in Wigan, they say Buzz.
Oh, that's where our old Philip lives. Well, near there.
Gary has put, that's Oldham who say Buzz. Weird.
Oldham, Wigan, Latic weirdos.
And looking at the table, no change at the top. We have Leicester.
12 points.
I know, 78 points. In second, we have Leeds, though, taking over Southampton. They have 66 points. Southampton are in third, though, with 64 points. Ipswich in fourth now with 63 points. Then there's a bit of a gap there. West Brom are fifth with 52 points. Coventry are sixth with 48 points. And then the bottom of the league, in 22nd, we have QPR on 29 points. Sheffield Wednesday, 23rd on 26 points. And the bottom of the league, as we mentioned, Rotherham on 19 points. I mean, to be fair, at the start of the season, we were kind of writing Sheffield Wednesday off, weren't they? Because they were low down, but they were quite a few points adrift. But they are picking up points now, aren't they?
They are, but I still don't think they'll stay.
I feel it's too late for them to, because all the teams kind of above them are picking points up as well.
Yeah, I'd never say never. You know, someone's going to put on a good run, and it always happens where someone's like certain to go down and they'll stay up. But I just don't know. I just don't see it. And I think all their fans didn't actually expect him to get promoted. Obviously, they were buzzing that they did get promoted. But would you rather have a pretty good season in League One or a really shite season where you're hardly celebrating in the Championship? Like, give me League One, having a good season any day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do worry.
Too good for League One, but not good enough for Championship, I think, with them at the minute. Yeah,
definitely. I do worry, though, for Millwall, because I feel like they're not picking points up at all, where I think QPR are.
I didn't actually realise how far Millwall had slipped. So when Alad said, are they going down, I was like, nah. But actually, you know, they are well in trouble, aren't they?
Mm.
I think anything Blackburn downwards, I'd say, like, there's a potential. But it's so close, isn't it? Like, look at the bottom playoff place. You've got 4 teams on 48 points. Like,
it's mental.
Yeah, crazy.
It is mental. Just going to the chat as well. Mr. Lucas put, I'm no doctor, but Rotherham are diagnosed with second season syndrome. Do we all agree?
Perfect way to put them.
Aled has put, would like a Coventry versus Ipswich final if neither side make automatics. Simon, I won't read it out. But if anyone can see, that is the comment.
I mean, it's hard, to be fair.
You know what the word is, but you know, it's censored, so you gotta respect it.
Exactly. And Ella has put it that he hopes Wednesday switch places with Millwall. Yeah, it's a weird one. I have a massive feeling QPR will get out of it, you know, and Millwall will get dragged into it.
Why would you want Wednesday to switch places with Millwall, though? Like, not being funny, as a team that's probably going to go up, surely you'd rather go to Sheffield than Millwall.
Send us your thoughts, Aled.
I mean, I know I definitely would. I remember going to Millwall years ago, and it is years ago, probably like late 90s, early 2000s. And some Millwall fans were rocking our coach on each side.
That's what they were like. We must have thinking, this is Rochdale. Give us a break.
Nah.
Honestly.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to come back here. And obviously, he'll tell you when he comes on to do his little feature podcast, but Mike Flynn's got a good story from Millwall away as well.
I love that. We definitely need to get that organised. 100%.
I know I need to send you the stuff over, don't I?
Definitely. Ali just put it's because he's got a cousin who supports Wednesday. So fair play.
Nah, still not fair play.
My cousin supports Bury. So we're rivals. Just going on to League One now. Saturday's results. Any standouts for you, Claire?
Cheltenham. Obviously, what did I say as soon as Darryl Clark got appointed? I said Cheltenham are going to stay up. Get it? Like Cambridge are struggling somewhat, so nah. But yeah, I'm calling that a good result because you know what, Cheltenham are staying up. Other than that, what a great win for Reading. Sorry, Graham, when you get back on to catch up. And the third one I'm calling out, and I know Wickham is a good result, but Exeter City, they've gone on another good run. They had such a good start, and then they just went through that whole period of never getting any results. So I'm quite pleased for them that they are now getting results again.
Completely agree. Kieran, any for you?
Yeah, Wickham, based off the amount of goals. I know a few people that support Lincoln, and they've not been going through the nicest of times form-wise anyway. So it's quite nice to see them picking up a win. And I think one of the ones that I caught on to was I think that win for Portsmouth kind of solidifies them as the ones to win the league, because from what I heard, it wasn't a pretty game, but they won it. And at the end of the day, you don't have to, play pretty football to win games, and they evidently can play football in many different ways and still find a way to win. So to go up to Carlisle on a Saturday and actually, win, it's not a pleasant away day to make. So yeah, fair play to them.
Carlisle are not doing well though, are they either?
No. They're coming down League Two. We have to do that away day again.
Yeah, and it's really weird because obviously they've got the new investment, the new owners, and you kind of thought, why are they getting good League Two players instead of like players that'll keep them up? Are they planning in advance the fact that they're going down with an eye on smashing it next season to get promoted again? And that's all I can think, because otherwise they surely would have got the players that could take them further.
Yeah, completely agree.
As soon as I saw their kit, their home kit looked like a bus seat, I knew that they were going down. So there we are. Good riddance.
Oh, love that. My standout result, to be fair, I'm actually going to go Port Vale 2, Stevenage 2, because Port Vale have been struggling as of late, and I think that's a really good result against a good Stevenage side. I think they have just appointed, is it Darren Moore as well as their manager, Port Vale now? So I think that's a good appointment for them.
I saw that Matt Farley had posted a video of the decision to give him a penalty, didn't he? And said that it was a terrible decision. I actually quote tweeted it and I was like, what, this is shocking. But when you actually see it from the other angle, it was a really good call.
Yeah.
So obviously Farley has got caught up in the emotion of the game, but it was a really good call from that official, and officials are very, very much blamed when stuff goes wrong. So I'm breaking the mould by calling out the official and saying fair fucks to you.
Love that. I want to also mention as well, and I think Shawnee will give us his thoughts, but the Northampton and Bolton game, Louis Molden actually made his debut. Louis Molden. So
oh yeah, Danny told you in the chat, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. So please tell us your thoughts, Shawnee, because I'm still heartbroken over Louis Molden. So please tell us your thoughts on that game. But just from the previous conversation about obviously Millwall, Simon has mentioned, went there earlier in the season and 99% of Millwall fans are actually all right. You get that with everyone, don't you?
I think a lot of it's based on like the 80s and 90s where
definitely.
They were a little bit mental, but the same with Leeds as well, because their reputation gets them. And I remember when we played them, I worked in a pub at the time, and they weren't allowed in pubs within like a certain radius of the ground. And the landlady I worked for, she was like, yeah, we'll open for you for breakfast. Like, they arrived at 8 a.m. We like gave them bacon butties and all sorts. They were the nicest people. And this is like the supposed nutters that we had in the pub. And they were like, oh, you're a Stockport fan? Are you driving? I'm like, no, I'm going to get the bus. Oh, it's all right, jump on our coach. Like, come on, like, that's a good memory of a team that's meant to be absolute arses. And obviously it's going to help that I got £150 tips that day because they were all pissed.
I love it. But to be fair as well, I live in Haywood, which is just in the middle, obviously, of Rochdale and Bury. And when there's like a close game, like when they used to play like Manchester United or Manchester City, they'd actually come and drink in the Wetherspoons in Haywood, the Leeds fans and a lot of the other pubs in Haywood. So I completely agree with you. They are a very nice bunch of fans as well. And they've got a lot of time for you as well. Like I was mentioning about me being a Rochdale fan and stuff. And they were like, oh, I remember that game where you beat us. And they were talking to me about that. And it was really nice, actually, because you kind of do think, oh, when you hear stories about certain fan bases, you do kind of get a bit like, oh, no. But yeah. Don't judge a book by its cover and don't
Don't go off an old outdated reputation.
Exactly.
It's because all of the people that cause the problems, they're always the ones that get the attention, aren't they? So immediately they're the ones that summarize the fan base. But for the most part, that isn't the case. Like I had heard not too nice things about Notts County coming over to Newport when they did on Tuesday. Lovely bunch, honestly, some of the nicest fans I've chatted to. So, fair play to them as well.
I've still not got over my trip to Newport, Kieran. I mean, not even the result. I don't remember most of the second half of that match because I was in such pain. But it's probably a good thing.
I couldn't believe that when you told us.
I know. Who has 2 falls in a day? Like,
I saw it on your Twitter and I went, hold on, I'm supposed to be celebrating Newport with him, but you pulled that off.
To be fair, it's all forgiven now anyway since you beat Wrexham. So
in all fairness, I say that when we went to Walsall on Saturday, when we had scored, I had turned and fully punched a chair on accident, and my entire hand went numb. I couldn't feel it the whole time, and I don't know how you accidentally punch a chair, but I managed to pull that off.
Yeah, but if you celebrate and then you kind of throw your arms in the air, then you can understand that a little bit.
But it was the third goal.
Because obviously you're sitting down, but you look like quite a tall person.
I don't know how tall I am. God knows.
You don't know how tall you are?
No, because I immediately say, because everyone else around me goes, oh, I'm 6 foot, and I'm same height as them, so I'll immediately say that. But I'm not 6 foot. I'm very confident in that, but because everyone else immediately goes, oh, I'm 6 foot, I'll follow along with it. I'm probably 5'9". I'm probably 5'9" in all honesty, but there we are.
Oh, I was buzzing. I got measured the other day and I've grown. I'm 5'7" now. I'm buzzing. I didn't even have my bun in either. Took my shoes off and everything. I've grown. Right.
Here's a manky picture for you.
Oh God.
This is my new. Wait, how do I put it on?
Oh, thank God for that. I wondered what we're gonna be then.
There's the camera. There's my Newport accident.
Oh.
Oof.
And it's still swollen.
I wondered when you said you got a manky picture, I got scared. I was like, oh no, what's it going to be?
Don't worry, it's not blue.
Someone been in Claire's DMs.
Oh, and then this is the second one. 2 falls in a day.
And you lost, so everything went wrong.
What?
Yeah, but it was the 3 things. At least I didn't have to worry about a third thing.
That is true. That is true. Just going back to the chat as well, Chris has said, Wickham beating Peterborough is huge. Completely agree. He's also put,
6'4".
Oh, I'm
You're
not down there yet.
6'4",
1 minute,
Mr.
Claire.
Luke.
1 minute. Ella just put, so wouldn't like to see his side relegated, but if we do go up and they go down, at least I get to meet him one more time a season. Shawnee's put, did I miss Northampton? Thank God for that. No, you didn't. And I'm hoping you've sent your thoughts below, but I'm not up to date yet. I love this as well. Nick has put, love what Wickham are doing on Saturday by changing their ground name from Adams Park to Adams Park in tribute to a fan who died recently. I love that.
Sad. That's so sad to hear,
Yeah.
and
I know.
it is a nice thing to do, but
It's a lovely gesture.
What a tribute
Yeah.
that is. Oh, my eyes are filling up now. Bless.
Mm.
He's put, that's for the game against Oxford United.
Aw.
Bless. Mr. Luke has put Reading versus Charlton. I hope Graham isn't watching. Simon has put Farley will be happy as Steve Evans has just signed a contract extension until 2026. I saw that.
Where does it?
Love
He's
it.
going to Farley's birthday party. Can you imagine me rocking up and going, Steve-o!
Please get him to do a message saying about the Absolute Football Podcast. I love that.
You've got to teach me new German words. You've got to say him,
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, please greet him like that. Please greet Steve Evans by going, hello.
Hallo, here is your sausage roll.
I love it. Phyllis put, my nephew is a Carlisle fan and he is resigned to relegation already.
Well, that's quite funny because he was rubbing it in your face driving back from Wembley last season. So who's got the last laugh now, Philip?
Shawnee's put, I don't want to talk about Tuesday night's game. I'm still upset about it, losing in the 97th minute. We don't have to talk about Tuesday's game if you don't want.
You do.
You do, yeah.
You don't have a choice.
Mr. Lucas put Farley. And he's also put, I have been to Carlisle's ground. I cannot lie, it's not as bad.
Not as bad as what?
I don't know. Should stay anything
Getting a kick
about
in the
grounds
teeth, I
because ours
hope.
isn't good. Aled has put, do you like Carlisle's ground? It looks really nice.
Have you not been there, Aled?
Phyllis put, nor have I. And I didn't smash my leg. Simon has put, I got absolutely soaked for one time I went to Newport. Mr. Luke
Welsh
is
weather.
6'4".
Oh, nice.
I know.
There's no way Mr. Luke's 6'4".
He is very tall.
Is it?
Yeah.
You met him?
I've seen pictures, but I saw him like from a distance because when Gateshead played us, they were in the same stand, as us, but obviously we had stewards and stuff in between. So I do actually.
Did you see him standing next to a doorway and you went, yeah, 6'4"?
Yeah. I was like, he's definitely 6'4". Not quite 6'5", but he's definitely 6'4". Bit taller than 6'3".
6'4" and 2/4 or half, if you want to say that.
I just got it from Greg's.
Is that about the sausage roll?
Yeah, I think so. We're all laughing as well. Seeing pictures. Moving on now to Tuesdays. We have a few postponements, but any standout results for you there, Claire?
Cheltenham. That's a great win against Blackpool, and obviously I'm quite invested on Cheltenham staying up because I really like Daryl Moore, and I mean not just what he's been through with his daughter, but I think he's a great manager.
Yeah.
And I hope his next appointment in football after everything that happened does go successfully well for him. So it's more about him than it is about Cheltenham, to be fair.
Comes across such a genuinely nice guy as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Bristol Rovers coming from 2-0 down to beat our Farley's team as well. Like that's got to be a pretty good result when they're 2-0 down away from home. Why are you shaking your head at me?
I don't like Bristol Rovers.
Oh yeah. So does that mean that when we go to League Two, we can't talk about Mansfield?
No, we can't talk about Mansfield, Wrexham, Forest Green, Swindon, or anyone local to Newport. Thank you.
This comment as well really made me laugh. Mr. Luke, I'm too tall for my own house. My feet stick out the bed most of the time.
Is that not a thing though? Like, I lie far down the bed. I've got my pillows like a lot down, and I stick my feet out of the bed on purpose. Is that not a thing? I like my feet to be out the bed.
Are you not scared a monster will grab them?
Well, no, but if a monster came in my house, I'd rather they could pull me by my feet rather than struggle to get my feet out.
It's like the second you're under the blankets and immediately a safety is open to where no monsters can grab you. That's how it works.
So Sam has just said to me,
Cheltenham. 1 minute, my headset's just messed up.
Sam says that Cheltenham have got Port Vale at home and Charlton are at Bolton, so they could get out the bottom four, I think, the next game week.
Phew. Oh, came in at the wrong time. Is this a foot fetish stream?
How much you paying?
You've already shown them. You showed it for free. You should have went, all right, you've got to subscribe here.
Tell me the price. I'll get them out for 50p probably.
Mr. Luke will stick out the window with his hat on. Come on, honestly. Oh, there's a clip.
Oh, I thought that was someone literally thinking they were on a foot fetish.
Oh, no. Oh, my God, this isn't a fetish stream. No, it is not. Let's get back to talking football quick. Any standout results for you, Kim?
Yeah, I suppose. Leighton beat Northampton 4-3. They've been in some good form, haven't they, in all fairness? They've pushed a lot higher than a lot of people expected. My original, manifesto of life of that taxes and then breathing and Fleetwood losing has tended to mean they don't lose anymore. So you're welcome, Fleetwood. And, Portsmouth winning again kind of just further backs my point up from earlier, doesn't it? And it's just for the most part anyway, those results you can see, you kind of expect them. But other than that, the Bristol Stevenage game is you always like seeing a comeback to a degree, but when it's Bristol, I don't like seeing a comeback.
Definitely. I just want to talk about Derby as well, because I feel like, to be fair to Derby, we've been talking this season about obviously Portsmouth, your Boltons, your Peterboroughs, but I don't think we've actually mentioned Derby that much, and they're just quietly going along the business, aren't they, and picking up these good wins, and they're up there as well, so I just wanted to give them a massive shout out.
There's always a team, isn't there, in every division that do really well, but nobody talks about them, so... Yeah, I suppose Derby deserve that credit, don't they? Most of the time that you look at their results, it's mostly a wins. Fair play to them.
I'm a bit worried where Claire's gone. You mentioned about the foot fetish. Has she gone taking pictures? She's gone getting her trotters out.
She's got the ring light out and everything. Oh, no.
She's put her foot out on the table to pose. Best shot.
So long as they don't peek out the window, I'm sure it's okay.
Did you get a good picture? That's why she wanted to have a shower before. Make sure her toes were clean.
Get rid of that toe fluff. I apologise so much, mate.
I'm done. Nick has put never a dull stream with Claire. That is true. That is true. Shawnee has put we came back 3 times Tuesday as well. You don't have to, but if you do want to send us your thoughts on the game, Shawnee, please do. Chris has put lol. Alid, bless him. In League 2, that side is Crew, and I think we will be competing against them for 3rd place. Yeah, they are doing very well, Crew. We were just saying, Claire, we don't really mention Derby a lot on this podcast, do we? And obviously, looking at the table now, second.
Yeah, and they've got a game in hand as well, I think. Oh, yeah, you put the table on. I mean, there you go. Look, I mean, I know Bolton have got another couple of games in hand, but Derby are going to be, if they win that game in hand, 3 points off top of the league. And they have seemingly come out of nowhere and just quietly gone about the business.
Because we've not really mentioned them, have we? We've mentioned your Boltons each week, your Portsmouth, even your Barnsleys and Peterborough. But we seem to have never really spoke about Derby that often. And fair play to him. Chris has put, Kieran's picked a perfect time to come onto this show. Yeah, I know, we do apologise. And we're supposed to be on as well. But obviously it's all gone to pot now.
Come back.
I think
you're actually quite lucky that I'm here, because you leave these two to be part of a stream on their own. It's just going to be talking about feet, all right? So, yeah, I did pick the perfect time. What can I say? You're all welcome.
Simon, we don't get this kind of stuff on a Monday or Wednesday, and that's why this is your favourite show, and we know it's your favourite show. Shawnee's put as well, games in hand mean nothing. It's points which matter at the end of the day. That is completely true. I do agree with that.
Give yourself a pat on the back for that comment, Shawnee Bobs. Wait,
Thursdays are a completely different event. I know, I'm sorry.
Oh, I got told today we get an extra day off work for our birthday. And when I was looking, my birthday's on a Thursday, so I might turn up a little bit merry.
Oh, let's do it. When's your birthday, Claire?
Oh, that's not important. You'll know when I'm drunk.
Is it coming up?
No, it's just before the end of the season.
It's my birthday in March.
Is it?
It's on a Monday, the 11th of March. Same day as Didier Drogba's with twins.
Twins?
Yeah.
Didier. Oh, I get it now. I thought you were saying Didier Drogba's got a twin.
No, I'm his twin. Same birthday. Even though he's older than me. Obviously. But, right. The League One table. So top of the league, we have Portsmouth on 69 points. Derby are second on 68 points. In third, we have Bolton on 62 points. In fourth.
What's happening?
I don't know. I'm just laughing. In fourth, we have Barnsley on 57 points. Fifth, we have Peterborough on 56 points. And sixth, we have Oxford on 55 points. In the relegation zone, 21st, we have Port Vale on 31 points. Cheltenham are 22nd on 29 points. Fleetwood are 23rd on 26 points. And Carlisle are bottom of the league with 20 points. But Charlton are really struggling. I didn't realise how bad it was.
That's interesting, though. Sam says that Charlton Port Vale are playing on Saturday. Well, no, that's not going to mean that Cheltenham could come out of the relegation zone, is it? Because if bloody Port Vale win, then they'll go above.
New manager bounce as well.
I'm going to batter him in a bit. I'm joking, by the way. Jesus
Why have
Christ.
I just clicked on a fetish picture? Why have I just clicked on that? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing tonight. I'm so sorry,
will it
guys.
pay the bills, Chris?
Cost of living crisis, right?
Oh, man.
What did Sean say about his birthday?
Oh, a minute. Reading her out and they are free. He's put, you won't get a piss, Sean, when it's my birthday, as mine is the end of July.
Oh, yeah, we can do the...
We'll do transfer window or we can do a quiz.
Yeah.
Like the Christmas quiz again. Or we can do karaoke. I love karaoke.
Me and that bloody glass of rum at the Christmas one.
That was funny. That was funny, that. So I'll give you a chance to talk about both of your teams. Any more standout results from Saturday's games?
Gillingham.
Massive.
And
massive. That sounded real massive.
It's a massive result, but Wimbledon as well, because Wimbledon have been in different form. Barrow have been obviously in really good form, and the latest team to stop that really annoying fist pump of Pete Wild. So happy days.
I like Pete Wild.
I messaged Jimmy Ball on Friday and I was like, look, that new haircut, it means that your fresh haircut for going and beating Barrow tomorrow. And he's like, that's the plan. Next day he goes, you called it, Claire.
Oh, bless. Just going back to this as well. Simon has put, we've got to remember it's MK franchise, not Dons.
Just Milton Keynes.
Yeah. Nick has put, Didier Drogba looks very different now to his heyday. He's bald now and very happy after Ivory Coast won AFCON. I like
Is he still playing?
No. I don't think so.
I was going to say, I thought Nick was saying that he was playing for Ivory Coast then.
BTEC Gateshead won. Dietrich has put, delighted we won against Wrexham.
Bloody hell, so am I, Dietrich. The bloody buzzing. And what a last minute goal was it?
Have I put Harrogate twice?
Oh. What?
No.
Wait.
Oh, no, I get it now. Yeah, I get it now. I get it. I was like, oh, no.
I think, I'll tell you what stands out as well, Doncaster. They've been in some awful form, like awful form, truly awful. And to get a result against Tranmere will have done in the world of good.
Definitely. Dietrich as well, send us your thoughts on the game, and I'll let you send your thoughts on the game too, because it'd be nice to hear from both sets of fans. She has put, can't be a last minute winner from Cookie.
It missed a penalty as well a few minutes before.
It did, yeah.
It did. Kieran, any standout results for you, apart from obviously, I'll let you both talk about your own teams in a second.
I can't stop looking at the fact that Mansfield scored 4 on the Saturday and then proceeded to score 9 on the Tuesday. They scored 13 goals in 2 games. That's unreal.
What a week.
That's like half of what Gillingham got the entire season. So, that's unreal.
Yeah, you have to wonder as well, though. And I mean, I don't mean it against them. Obviously, they've done very well to do that on Tuesday. But Harrogate are a pretty tough team to break down. We struggled to break them down. So I wonder what happened to them to collapse that much.
I mean, here we are.
Out of my head.
Yeah, because he's put exactly the same on
this.
Right. There we go.
They are smashing it at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just going back before I let you both speak, Aled has put his thoughts on the Wrexham game. A draw would have been a fair result, and a Wrexham player was fouled in a lead up to their goal. No complaints with their pen, but we should have had a penalty in the first half.
That just sounds like really I don't know, really biased.
Dietrich has put, I was gutted when he missed a pen, but over the moon he got the winner on his 150th appearance as well. Shawnee has put, Gillingham was a good result, but unfortunately I had to listen to Scoops rubbing the result in my face. Oh, never a good thing when Scoops is rubbing it in. Yeah, I won't read that one out either.
That's fun.
Leave that one there. Thank you both, Simon, for contributing. Which one of you want to go and talk about your teams first?
Kieran, debut boy.
I'll talk about it then.
You can talk about both games if you want, Kieran.
I don't know if I want to talk about the latter, but I'll talk about the first one anyway, because it was quite nice. Went to Walsall, obviously beat them comfortably 3-0, and it very vividly reminded me of when we played Doncaster on the 6th game of the season at home. We were 3-0 up after half hour, and we had scored 3 goals in a matter of like 25 minutes against Walsall, which, given they performed really well at home for the most part, it was quite nice. But I was speaking to a few people on a few Walsall fan shows and all this stuff, and I always say it when it comes to Newport, we're very much a confidence team. If we start off well, we tend to play well and get the results when needs be, but we've lacked that kind of clinical edge. But it was rather different. We scored within the opening 4 minutes. It was a lucky deflection, in all fairness, but at the end of the day, it still went in, so I'm not going to complain. And then it almost felt like Walsall kind of capitulated from there, and they almost just allowed us to score an extra 2 and bury the game at half-time. There was part of me that worried at half-time that, in typical football fashion, the home team scores early and then all of a sudden they come back. But we near enough allowed them to play their game, and they didn't really do anything. We all sat back behind the ball, and Walsall just didn't want to pressure us. It was a really nice day at the office, and I suppose the only bad thing about it was that I absolutely levered a chair and hurt my hand during it. So we'll take that as the negatives, but what we will take as the positives is that I ended up winning a stupid amount of money from that day. So,
oh, did you? How did you do that?
Well, I stereotypically, in the form of Will Evans scoring in every game, I put money on him to score as well as us to win. So I ended up winning like 200 quid just out of that.
Love it.
They never put his odds high to score, even though he scored like 4 goals in his last 4 games, and they've all been separate. It's unreal that they don't really check the odds for League Two. But yeah, it was quite nice, fantastic day. I wish that Tuesday would have been as pleasant, but unfortunately, you can't win every game. I think we were 4 wins on the bounce, unbeaten in like 9 league games, and Tuesday was our first league loss of the year. I remember saying that, on accident, I said it was our first league loss of the season. And I wish it was that way, but unfortunately not. Yeah, Tuesday was just bad. Played Notts County, who had come off of an awful result against Gillingham, who, weirdly, we play Saturday. And they had set up with a fallback, which apparently they did against Gillingham and did really well against them for that brief 20 minutes. And they started with that fallback, and it's the way they get all their good attacking players in, natural positions, so to speak. And they just kind of bullied us for 90 minutes for the most part. I got to a point where it was 2-0 at half time, and they'd made it the third in like the 56th minute. And at that point, I'd given up on any hopes of a comeback, and I just enjoyed watching Jody Jones play football because he's way too good for League Two. And that's the thing. I'm quite happy to lose to really good football because at least it's entertaining to watch after you get rid of the emotions that your team are getting absolutely pumped. So, we had a consolation goal in the last minute. Will Evans again. So, yeah, that was nice, I suppose, and we should have made it 3-2 in all fairness, but that usual problem of us not being able to finish chances still kind of allures us every now and again. But yeah, played Gillingham at home now on Saturday, and we've got a stupidly tough run of games. And if we are to hope for playoffs, which I don't think we'll get, but if we are to hope for them, kind of need a response now on Saturday. So we'll see how it goes. But
we're going to win every game, so it's about how
exactly. We've played lots of games this season where we look like prime Barcelona one day, and then 9th tier, God knows who, the next day, and can't score a goal. So at the end of the day, I hope we respond well and we build back that consistency because we were the top form team in the league for a good while. So there's no reason we can't do that again. But at the same time, no insult to kind of Sutton and Doncaster and all that, but I'd much rather be playing them than playing, the likes of Stockport, Gillingham, Franchise, and Wimbledon's. Saying that, maybe I might enjoy playing Stockport, given how the last game went. Maybe not the last. Maybe not.
I'm going to talk about that because I don't deflect against their defeat. Do I, Sharon?
No.
In all fairness, I don't want it. If that game just doesn't go how it went last season, because what was it, 4-0, 5-0, God knows. So long as it doesn't end like that, I won't be too mad. But we've done stupidly well this season. You would have you would have watched a lot of prediction videos and a lot of kind of articles write about where they think all League Two teams will finish. And we were either put anywhere between 22nd and 24th, no higher than that. So for us to even be in the consideration of playoffs is incredible in itself. So, you know, no matter what happens for the rest of the season, I'm happy. And even when
and that's
even
it,
when we lose,
you have had a good season, and you've made a really good account of yourselves against United. And really, like, it's not just that though. You've made a good account of yourselves against top of the league, and I'm not saying it like because we're top of the league. I just mean it's a fact, in it. You've outperformed top of the league, got a good result. You've won, obviously, against Wrexham at home as well. And you have had some surprising results along the way. So, yeah, fair play. And I'm glad that you're enjoying it. That's what football's about, isn't it?
At the end of the day, you know, you would have talked to me at the beginning of the season. I'd be saying to you, God, I take 22nd, 52 points. But we're projected, and whether you want to take projection as an actual factual thing is a different question. But we're projected to get like 66, 67 points up until the end of the season. So to even have that, that's a top half finish at the end of the day. So I'm more than happy than that. And we've got all the off the pitch stuff. We've got new ownership coming in. And
exciting, isn't it? It's exciting time.
We apparently made about £400,000 from playing United, and like our attendances have went up since playing United because of again, how good of an account we left ourselves, and we use that momentum to immediately run through a good few teams.
That's a good thing as well. And there's things like that you kind of have to capitalise on. Like, for example, when we played Bolton a couple of years ago, and we got into a replay, and then I don't know if you watched it, but we like equalised to make it 3-3 in added time of the game, and then it went to extra time, and we won 5-3. Like, we got so many fans coming after that because there was like a buzz. You just have to capitalise on that, and do that kind of thing to build on the attendances.
Yeah, the nice thing is we've been more than fortunate in terms of the FA Cup and in terms of the results we've got. We've beaten Leeds a few years back, Leicester back when they were challenging for Europe in the Premier League, and beaten Middlesbrough, played City at home, played Tottenham at home, and taken them to a replay. And there was part of me that actually thought we'd take United to a replay because we got it 2-2, and we were really close off a kickoff to making it 3-2.
Yeah.
And I don't know what would have happened if we would have made it 3-2, because their final two goals were just a bunch of luck. One of them bounced off the post and landed to him, and the second one's typical League Two defending, scrambling inside of the box, and all of a sudden it's in the goal. What can you do about it? We utilised that game to not only increase, the attendances, but like the social medias are doing a lot better. And like the manager had always been saying, like he didn't want the consistency and the good run to end there. He wanted to use it as an advantage for us to perform well up until the end of the season. And these next games, as tricky as they are, they're a really good chance for us to test where we are and what players stay during the summer and what players go. So, it's a fantastic time to be a Newport fan, even if it isn't immediate success towards the end of this season. Give us maybe not next season, but give us 2 or 3 more seasons and we'll be up there again, challenging for playoffs and promotion. And it's nice to have that ambition and not the ambition of just staying in the division, which is something we've been used to for the past 10 years for the most part anyway.
Yeah. Keep enjoying it.
Will do. And I'm sure you're more than happy in knowing who's top of League Two as per usual.
We're not got to that bit yet.
I know. Just before we go on to that, I know we were speaking about FA Cup. Chris has actually just seen that the FA Cup for the 2025-26 season will be on TNT Sports. Oh, bloody hell. Not going to be free anymore on TV.
I thought there was a split, though, and some of it was going to be on terrestrial and some of it was going to be on TNT.
It's
just all about
it's
money,
awful.
Isn't it?
No, it's so frustrating because even this season, you've had you've had a lot of clubs that have got so far into the competition. You can take Maidstone for the main example in terms of this season. They're getting so far, and it's only up until they were televised last fixture, weren't they? And televised for this fixture, but up until then, they weren't getting televised, and the FA and all the TV licensing companies have a brilliant chance to actually, show those types of football teams, because you're not going to see them easily many times anyway. And it was a fantastic opportunity that I don't think they capitalised on very well. Because if Maidstone wouldn't have got through Stevenage, none of us would have been able to watch it. And
exactly.
It's just pathetic at the end of the day. Like, one of the ties I think they had on the show, on the game where you had Maidstone and Stevenage, was like Crystal Palace and Everton.
Yeah.
That's so boring. Who cares?
I think as a fan of a lower league club, I would prefer to have lower league games on the telly. And it wasn't until someone said to me quite recently, what you don't think about is the games that are going to have more people watching them. And it's about viewing figures. It's not about let's put Maidstone on. But because they have progressed now to the level they have, there's the interest there. And whether that's right or wrong, I mean, I would prefer to watch the others, but I understand why they make the decisions that they make, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they chose like Arsenal and Liverpool, didn't they, for one of the rounds? And don't get me wrong, you can't not televise that, can you? Because at the end of the day, it's going to get good numbers. But as much as I understand they need money and all this stuff, surely they can afford to just show some more lower league clubs, given how well they're doing.
You'd think so. And the thing is, for some of those clubs, and without even exaggerating, it can help them stay in business for another season. It can, give them the leverage that they need to go out and the season after, compete for promotion. And it's such a good stepping tool. And it is a shame that really it is all about the higher clubs. And unfortunately, that's proven with the fact that the next round's on a weekday. What?
That annoyed me, that when we had Ben on here as well, and he said that obviously these players have to take days off work. Some of them might not be able to, so that frustrates me. And as you were saying about the money as well, Claire, he was on and he was saying their owners were going to put it towards a new boiler. And you think they're utilising the money, having to spend it on new boilers and stuff. And then you've got these other clubs, and I'm not just targeting the Premier League and stuff, but there is a hell of a lot of money involved.
Yeah.
And you have some of these players on mega wages who don't play a minute's football, who spit the dummy out. I'm not going to name any names in particular. Spit the dummy out and all this. Refuse to play football for this Premier League team. Get paid absolutely thousands a week, and then you've got a team like this, putting their money that they've earned through TV money towards a new boiler. And it's when he was on as well, and he mentioned about one of their players missed the FA Cup draw because he drives buses for autistic children.
Yeah.
And it just makes
that
you
got
think,
my heart, that did.
It did. And it just makes you think, like you said, with it being during the week now, these fixtures, and it's all suited around the Premier League.
Exactly that. And do you know what's really annoyed me from next season? The scrapping replays from the third round or something. That's ridiculous. And again, we wouldn't have got that game against Bolton. And that was one of the best games we've had at home in years. Yeah. They're just literally putting the advantage against the clubs that get the most money anyway.
100%.
Why?
You'd surely think Premier League teams can afford to buy a few more rotation players to be able to manage with replays.
Yeah.
And not only that, you'd imagine and you'd expect a Premier League team to beat a League One, League Two, or National League team 9 times out of 10 anyway.
They play less games anyway in the league.
Exactly. I had a big rant about this because they have academy players. They have the standout 11 players. They have a bench full of how many players? They have the academy players. Then you go below that and have certain under this, under that, and all them. They obviously have the finances as well to buy other players for stupid money. They don't play as many games as us. And I even had a big rant about this because people are like, oh, well, we have international games. From the Championship right down to National League, we have an international. Like, we have these international players as well. We have to have qualifiers for the FA Cup. We play the FA Trophy. We've got, obviously, what was the Papa John's Trophy? I don't know what that's called now because, obviously, we're not
Bristol
in it.
Street Mogus Cup or something along those lines.
Bristol, it'll always be the Pizza Cup, though, won't it? That's what
it's always the Pizza Cup, yeah.
But what then annoys me about it all is they wonder why clubs are going out of business and struggling financially. It's because, don't get me wrong, the fit and proper test isn't a fit and proper test, but also because this money that our clubs survive off, it's being taken away from us. And obviously, I know this by hand. You all know this as well. There's been times where we've had to sell a player because we cannot afford to obviously keep this player and they're like our next asset, and just to survive like the next season, we have to sell a player. And by having a cup run, that might mean we can keep the player for like another season, and it just infuriates me so much. It really does. It gets me angry.
It infuriates me because, you know, even Newport, you know, we're an EFL club or whatever, but we probably would have made upwards of, you'd imagine, probably about 600 grand from this cup run. In terms of our transfer policy and how much we tend to spend, that funds us for the next 3 transfer windows easily. And that's with all the facilities and everything as well. So the fact that, you know, again, not going to name any players, but I'll use the United game as an example. One of the chants we had started during this fixture was asking a certain Man United player who wasn't featuring because of certain out of influence events, asking for a week of his wage because he's on like 300 grand a week, which is Marcus Rashford. He's on the stupid. We were all chanting, Rashford, can we have a week of your wage? There was a sign as well there, and it was, you know, it's not even just the money aspect. The excitement that we get when we get, you know, a replay at home or we get a replay away to go to a Premier League stadium or a Championship stadium, even, that we're not going to go to otherwise, because, you know, you can there's been rare occasions where teams like Luton and all that kind of stuff have made the progression from National League to the Premier League, but that's a miracle story. Not every club are going to get the opportunity to go and play these Premier League sides. It's like when we drew against Tottenham at home, which we should have won, but we conceded like a 93rd minute penalty or whatever it was to Harry Kane. The fact that we got the chance to go to, you know, it wasn't White Hart Lane at that point. It was still the, what do they call it? The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which is the most boring name on the planet. But the fact that we're able to go there, you know, that is the equivalent of what it'd be like to go to Wembley in that circumstance.
Yeah, definitely.
To me, scrapping that, you know, like the only chance that we're all going to have in terms of lower league fans of going to a Premier League stand or a Premier League stadium now is if we get through to the 3rd round minimum without replays and we draw a big Premier League team away from home. And then even if we draw, you'd imagine that they'll use all their subs and everything to just, you know, mean we gas out and they'll knock us out in extra times. At the end of the day, it's really unfair on all these lower league clubs.
They've not put a second thought against lower league clubs. And it's people like Jurgen Klopp that whinge all the time, where he's got such a huge budget. He's got players that are probably earning, you know, more in a month than your club have earned from that cup run. And they're moaning about, oh no, we've got to play another game. Fuck off, mate. Like,
you should be able
those players are earning a lot less than your players. Those fans are absolutely buzzing that the club have got this position to do this. Like, just don't be a dick, mate. I'd love to call you Jurgen Klopp a dick.
It really upset me because this season we've had absolute luxury this season. In all fairness, we played Brentford and Man United at home. We played Brentford in the Carabao Cup, the EFL Cup, whatever you want to call it, and we took them to penalties. And the main thing I focused on was that after the game, Thomas Frank was like really nice about everything, and he was like, crediting Newport and said, like, best of luck during the season. The next week, he sat there whinging about FA Cup replays. Make your mind up. Because, I understand, the Carabao Cup, for the most part, just goes straight to penalties anyway.
Yeah.
But you should understand that, you literally went to a lower league ground a few weeks ago. You understand what that kind of game means to the club, and you're just entirely denying them of the right to make well-earned money for drawing against your side that you should be beating them comfortably anyway. It just, I could talk about it all night. It's so frustrating.
The thing is, though, Brentford, bear in mind, Franks wasn't the manager at the time, fair, but we
they
were
had the same thing, didn't they?
Park not that long ago, and that club will have had the same struggles that we're having now. So, people in glass houses need to not throw stones, because you know what? That's been them before.
I literally think I chucked a tweet out literally saying, you have no point to talk. You wouldn't have the opportunity to manage this club if they didn't have FA Cup replays, because they would have bound to have had them at the end of the day. It's, probably the most efficient way EFL clubs or lower league clubs make their money. And the fact that we're almost losing that way of making income for the most part. It's just bad, and it further proves all the bias that's always put to the Premier League. It's why the gap between the Championship and the Premier League is ever growing, and it'll get to a point now where 3 teams will come up, 3 teams will go down. The 3 that went down to the Championship will go straight back up. The 3 that got promoted to the Premier League will come straight back down. It'll be that every year.
Definitely. That's why it annoyed me so much as well about, I've said it before on this podcast about Nuno, because I feel like he was at Wolves not that long ago, and he was at Wolves when they were in the Championship, and they kind of, even though they were a higher club, they know full well, and he knows full well what it's like to be in them cup runs and obviously be part of the EFL league. So that annoyed me. But going back to the chat, we do have a lot of comments in the chat. Dietrich has put, some of the most unforgettable days in our history. We'll never forget being Chelsea in the FA Cup. Nick put, that announcement of the FA Cup has gone down badly. They quickly put out a statement claiming they would be a free-to-air partner. TBC, too late with that addition. Simon has put, Maidstone won't be going any further in the cup because obviously they've got Coventry as well. Shawnee, putting Prem teams on TV in the cup is very boring, and yet you have the lower league teams who rely on cup money. That's true, and to be fair, we do see a lot of the Premier League teams anyway, because there's match of the day. There's obviously, more often than not, Super Sunday, Friday night football and all these things. So we do, even us lower league fans, we do see a lot of Premier League football anyway, don't we? It is all over. Aled, this is a good point as well. One player's wage in the Premier League will be life-changing for one side in the 6th division. That is really true. Jen has put, we sold one of our best players in January and got a lot of money from that. That could keep players for the next season. Yeah.
Who do you support, Jen?
Morecambe.
All right.
Simon has put, not Premier League, but Jamie Vardy probably gets paid more in a week than our entire squad does. That is true. That is true. A 5th round televised game gives each team 125k. An online shown match gets 55k.
Says it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Spending more play, league games, FA Cup, FA Trophy, County Cup. That's quite a lot of games. Exactly. And as I mentioned before, you do have to take into consideration as well that there is international players in the Premier League, but going down all the divisions is international players too.
Yeah, we prefer it when Victoria's on international duty.
Well, we've got Nick Townsend, who represents Antigua and Barbuda, and by God, we miss him every time he goes out for international duty. And it's no slating for Johnny Maxted, but bluntly speaking, that there is, first and second choice keeper for that reason.
Yeah.
And I still think he's a solid keeper anyway. He had a fantastic game against Brentford, but he doesn't have the consistency that Townsend does, and absolutely hate losing him on international duties.
It's the same for us as well, though. It's like us when our players go out on international duty. We don't really have the players to come in to replace them. It's like us, we've got George Nevitt, who's obviously Wales, and then we have Cairo Mitchell, who's, I think, is it Granada? I think he plays for. And we don't have people to like...
Granada?
I'm sure it's Granada.
Grenada?
Well, yeah.
Granada are a team in the top flight.
No, Granada is.
Cairo Mitchell. It's the way I say it. Yeah. It says here Granada.
How's it spelled?
It's pronounced Grenada, I think.
Well, Grenada.
Yeah,
yeah.
Granada, I swear, are a team in Spain, aren't they?
Yeah, well, it's an international superstar anyway, and we miss him. But yeah, Phil's foot. Brentford manager Moaning Bold-Myper say survived on cup games in a recent past. Agree with that.
Claire.
Preach.
I like that one.
Thomas Frank and Jurgen Klopp are just whiny little bitches.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Flip that. But Josh, in the fourth round, Nottingham Forest gave under-19s B team Joe Gardner his debut, and then he shone. That as well, though, it's like these kind of games as well. It gives people the chance to like show off their players, and then maybe it's not a good thing for obviously us lower league ones, but then a potential club can come in and obviously buy them for quite a lot of money. It happened with Luke Matheson.
The amount of people that apparently, the amount of clubs that got interested in Will Evans, even more interested after watching him score against United's unreal. And the thing is, that there was the comment there about Nottingham Forest using a youth academy player to play. United didn't do that. They played full strength first team against us. The only thing they made like rotation wise was they had to play their second choice keeper because Onana was playing for AFCON. So.
Onana, what's my name?
I've got a shirt actually for Amadou Onana, the Everton player. I have the away shirt for Everton from last season. It's in my wardrobe somewhere. That'll be my song. That's my induction song.
Okay.
You say Onana, me and Claire will go, what's my name?
Yeah, back in the singers.
Claire, do you want to talk about Stockport? I feel like I've kept you waiting for a long while.
It's okay. So Saturday was, it's obviously a couple of match days from different sides of the spectrum, isn't it? So Grimsby away, most people were quite nervous. I didn't go. And the reason being, when I was about 19, I got chased by about 40 chaps with one of my friends. So me and Louise were there, and we absolutely bricked ourselves and ended up pegging it all the way back to the ground. And Roger Wilde, who was our physio at the time, was like, shit, get in the car quick. And he took us, he gave us a lift to get away from it all. So, it's memorable, but I won't go back. And I probably should do because, I'm guessing I wouldn't get chased by a load of chavs now because I'm not a 19-year-old slim girl, But yeah, we were 3-0 up within 28 minutes. So Sarcevic scored the first goal, and then Tanto scored the second, and Cass on his debut at right back scored the third goal for us. We did have a goal disallowed for offside, and the more I watch it, the more I don't think it was offside, but you know what, can't crumble, we scored 3. So Grimsby had a goal disallowed for offside as well, which I did think was offside. But Isa got them a goal back, so it was 3-1, 52nd minute. They did put pressure on us, but we kind of sat back and let them put pressure on us. And we never looked like conceding again, if that makes sense. So it was mostly just them pushing and us basically clearing it, and that was fine because that's how we clearly set up to do it. So yeah, good 3-1 away win. They have previously been a massive bogey team for us, so to get 6 points from them this season, obviously extremely pleasing. And still top of the league. So what I will discuss now, obviously, is a completely different ball game. And I'll speak about Crewe at home on Tuesday night. So from the very start of that game, Crewe were doing a number on us. And sometimes you've just got to take your hat off to the opposition and say, you know what, game plan worked.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter where you are in the table. It doesn't matter how your team's forming. Sometimes you're just going to lose a match. And no matter how Challoner changed his formation, changed his tactics, we just didn't ever look like we were going to do anything decent. Now, the signal at Edgeley Park is shite, but after Dimitrio had put them 1-0 up, probably about 10 minutes later, I actually wrote a tweet saying this is going to be an awfully long night. And it was a rubbish watch for us, like absolutely awful. We just couldn't win second balls. We couldn't get 50-50s. Everything was just going their way. And it was kind of topped off by the ref going down injured just before half-time when we were on the attack. So, I mean, you just had to laugh. We got we started playing quite well. We had a chance, missed it. And then literally the next chance we went and equalised to make it 1-1. So we were a bit like, yeah, we'll get to half-time. It'll be absolutely fine. But then a couple of minutes before half-time, we got undone again. And they went 2-1 up. So it was only 6 minutes into the second half that they went 3-1 up. Like, yeah, we could have probably done more with some of our chances, but we got what we deserved. It's a long goal season. Everybody's going to lose the odd game, and I'm not worried about it. It wasn't a good watch. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with criticising them and saying, actually, we got it wrong. It wasn't pleasing to watch. But actually, the bigger picture for me is I'm a fan of a football team that spent a lot of time out of the Football League, watching teams batter us in the Conference North, like struggling in the Conference North. We were there for 10 years. And, obviously we've gone and got promoted from the conference. And to me, everything that we do that's enjoyable just means that little bit more because I've watched my team struggle. So the fact that we're top of the league still, but we are still top of the league. Like, it's just amazing. I'm really enjoying it. I'm just so proud of my football club for us to come back from nearly going out of business to get this local businessman who is absolutely wadded, and he's supporting us financially, not just on the football team. He's developing the ground. He's putting Stockport back on the map for the right reasons. Our crowds have gone up. When I used to watch us in the Conference North, there's been 2,000 or 3,000 there. Now, like Tuesday night, 9,300. Like, that's incredible growth. And some of it did come from COVID. But, like, 10 seasons in a row, my football team's finished better than they did the season before. Like, how amazing is that? And we do it this time. You know what? We're going up. Like, and I don't care about winning the league. Like, I really, really don't. And I know we always go, it's top League 2. And do you know what? It's just because it's really nice to see us there. But actually, top 3, I'm absolutely buzzing with any of the positions, because no matter what, the result's the same. You're still getting promoted, aren't you? So, yeah, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, we lost on Tuesday. No, I don't care. Bounce back on Saturday against Tranmere away. Who's going to remember? I won't.
Love that.
That's exactly my thing. That, like, every team has to lose, don't they? We were top of the form table after 6 games, and I went into that one with confidence, but you can kind of tell, can't you, from the first 15 minutes, is this going to be an off day? And every team has an off day. And
exactly. And yeah, it is what it is. And I think I saw the other day, we got something like 4 points out of our first 7 games in the league. But now we've been top of the league for 4 months. Like, 4 months is a long time to do something. So you're clearly doing something right. So what, we lost a game? Like, I literally couldn't give a shit. We lost a game. Wow. Go and move on.
I wish I had that attitude. We've lost how many?
You know what? In a slightly kind of opposite thing to the fact that I quite like Stockport. Every time I see Dimitriou score, it puts a smile on my face because I got to a point back in, I don't know, it was probably about lockdown, where I really didn't like football, didn't know what I wanted to do with kind of just, life and all that kind of stuff. And then I went to Tranmere at home. It was the beginning of not this season, the season before. And we had won that game, which had immediately put a smile on my face. Of course it would. But Dimitri came up to me and my partner after the game, and we had a photo and a little bit of a chat. And he's the one that got me back in love with football. So at the end of the day, it always makes me happy to see him get on. Not even just get on the score sheet, but just play well. And I really hope Crew go up for that reason, because if I could self-elect to build a statue of Mickey Dimitriou in Newport, I would. Just out of what
I didn't know he used to play.
He played for us for like 7 years, yeah.
Did he?
He left at the end.
My overall football knowledge is. Like...
No, he left us at the. He left us in the summer, and like that is the last time I vividly remember being upset at losing a football player. I was absolutely gutted, but
yeah, and I think that's something that people forget. Like you go to the football on a Saturday afternoon, and it takes away the stress of the week. Like you're taking your stress out on, I don't know, I'm getting dead emotional now. Like you take your stress out on going to the football, being around nice people, and making those memories. Like I had postnatal depression after I had Daisy, and the fact that I could go to the football and be myself and be around my friends really helped me to get through it. Like if it wasn't for that, like I probably would still be in a shit place now. And it's so stupid because it is just a game, but it's more than a game at the same time. It's taking you out of your comfort zone. It's taking you to different places. It's seeing different things and having those memories. Yeah, I'm sorry for crying.
Don't be sorry.
I'll be back in a minute.
At the end of the day, I had never, if you would have tried to talk to me 2 years ago, I'd be in a shell and I wouldn't speak. But football, Claire said it there, and I think it's the perfect thing. Yes, it's a game of football where you chant stupid stuff at the opposition team and you shout when your striker misses an open net. But at the end of the day, it's you're part of a community of not just your club, but the outskirt of football fans, and it's why I really like these kind of shows. It's a chance for all people to just talk football, and it's probably one of the better hobbies to have because it's one of the ones that you can actively take part in and actively get into every aspect of it to a point where I would quite like a career, so to speak, or to be able to work within football media. It's everything about football has. I think the strongest way I can say it has changed my life, and as you'd imagine, many people were. I was in an awful headspace after lockdown, but I definitely wasn't the only person.
Month. Right, I'm putting myself off again while I kill it. Stop getting it more quick!
I love how they're having like a proper deep chat, man. Who just
turn the camera on for no longer than like 30 seconds, and it was.
I muted myself.
No, Sam, get that moth quick. Oh man, we'll just go back to the chat while we compose ourselves for a minute. So Jenna's put 90 minutes to forget everything bad going on in your life, making friends for life such a special thing. Dietrich has put football is an escape from everyday life. And then we have Chrissy's put we're struggling. Oh, that's a different chat. That's to Mr. Luke. Sorry, I'm getting involved in that now.
I love Matty Dolan. I love him. He's former Newport. What a legend. I love Matty Dolan. What a guy.
Oh, I love that. A lot of love for you, Claire, as well.
Thank you, everyone.
It's so true as
There we
well.
go.
It is so true.
Try
And
it again.
just on the whole like football, like you were saying as well, Kieran, it is like a proper community, and it's like with our podcast as well. Like, it's absolutely great that people come on and support us, they share our content, they like our content. But the whole thing that we wanted as well, because we've obviously suffered with our mental health, we suffer with stuff going on in life. We just wanted a nice, safe space for people who want to come and talk about their teams, have discussions, not doing it for clickbait or anything. We're not getting personal and things like that. We just want to have a back and forth, have banter, and build like a football community. And that's why I love this podcast so much, and everyone on it, whether it's this team, whether it's the WSL team, whether it's our Premier League team, anyone in the chat. We just want to talk football, a passion that we love. And we just love that you all feel comfortable to come and talk football with us, and even just socialize with us on Twitter. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be really serious as well. Claire's making me laugh. Whether that's on Twitter as well, just talking about general things. We just love the fact that you come and want to spend your evening with us, essentially, because even though we're not in the same place, we're all far apart, we are still united by this one love that we all have, and that's football, no matter who you support.
Exactly. You know,
Exactly.
you've got the nice banter that you have during a game, but it's always nice to be able to chat about football and just chat about this and that. And
Yeah.
I love that comment. It's like, don't suffer in silence, all that kind of stuff. It's a very difficult time in terms of outside stuff that we all live in for a number of different reasons. But, I think you put it perfectly there. It's a community. It's nice that everyone gets the chance to talk about something that they are really passionate about. And, some of the chat doesn't even include football. Like this podcast hasn't been just football, and maybe for the wrong reasons. But at the end of the day,
topics.
so we've had football and feet. I think that's the if you could summarize this exact edition, it's football and feet. But no, it's very nice to be part of it, and that's why I'm ever so grateful that you allowed me to come on and have a chat as well, because I've thoroughly enjoyed it so far.
No, we love that you came on. As soon as we saw your comment, we was like, yes, get him on.
I feel like the fact that you're on the big screen now would be a perfect time to do your song. Come on.
Oh, we're doing the song now? Yeah. We'll go to the National League afterwards. So we've agreed on I Say Onana, you guys go, What's My Name? And we're just continuing that, because that's all the lyrics of this song is, right?
Or you could do Adele, that hello, it's me, and we go, hola, and you go, it's me.
No, can we switch it? Instead of saying hello, it's me. Hello, it's me.
It's me. A remix.
Remix.
Hello, it's me.
Hello.
Oh, Nana.
Hello, it is me.
Hello, is it me you're looking for? Hello.
I just want this comment as well. Richard has put, I'm happy to see the Champions League, Europa League and Conference League. I don't like league football. If you do want to tune in with any of that, we do have a Premier League show and we cover the European leagues. You've probably come to the wrong show, so thank you so much for tuning in. But yeah, we just do the EFL Championship, League 1, League 2 and the National League. So
hey, we cover the fantastic FA. Don't you dare ignore the FA Trophy, my favourite competition.
Mr. Luke has put the FA Trophy.
There you go.
And Richard, it's all right to not like the Football League, but give it a chance. It's a lot better than the Premier League. And I'm not saying that because there's teams in it, but Premier League's boring.
Very boring. I'm looking at your at the
Hello.
results you may need. Hello, league table.
Hello. Right. I think we do need to talk about, though, Mansfield 9, Harrogate Town 2.
Yeah,
I mean, that's got to be our standout result, everyone's right now,
Yeah.
surely.
it's a bit of a freak result in it, and no one expects you to get it. But it's done a number on goal difference as well, because our goal difference was basically giving us an extra point, but they've come and like got up to us now, haven't they? But they're in great form. They've had a great season, and they learn how to, most of the time, even when they're playing shite, not getting beat. So they've got a lot of draws, but sign of a good team, isn't it? They're really well organised under what's his face, and they deserve to be up there. Clough, that's it.
My favourite manager, what's his face?
Oh, Nana, what's his face? What's his face? What's his face?
Yeah, it's really good result. Really good result for him.
I could say one thing. It came at a very good time in terms of I was watching the Newport game. We were 3-0 down up until the 92nd minute, 93rd minute, whatever it was. I opened my phone just to look at how we had dropped down the league and all this stuff, and then I went, hold on, wait a second. At least we're not Harrogate, so it's all fine. Because we have quite a negative goal difference, and like Harrogate were in playoffs up until this game week, and like we have a better goal difference now than them because of it. And you always say, because especially how tight this League Two is, especially if you're talking the 7th place spot, there's probably 7-8 teams that can go for it. Not only is that good for us in terms of goal difference, it's almost an extra point in that regard. But it's also, it's not positive for Harrogate. In terms of the teams around them, it's positive in the way that they may not be as confident now going to the next game because they've had this really good run. And not only have they lost, bluntly put, they've been absolutely smashed. And there was one thing that's really annoyed me about that game. They had 25 minutes to score the 10th, and they didn't. That was the perfect opportunity. I think if they would have made it 10-2, that would have been the biggest scoreline in Mansfield's history in terms of like a win margin. They had 25 minutes to do it, and they didn't. So that's the only negative I take from that game from a Mansfield point of view. They had a chance to be record breakers, and they messed up. Typical Mansfield.
That really made me laugh. As well, do you know what? It was really funny, though, because we had a player last season, Abraham Ado, and honestly, I must have said so many times on the other podcast when I was our Premier League podcast, when I covered, obviously, before this one existed, covered Rochdale, Abraham Ado, I was like, he's got it in him to be a quality player, but he just cannot finish. And anyway, I was more shocked that Abraham Ado scored on this Tuesday game the Mansfield putting 9 past Harrogate. I was more shocked that his name was on the score sheet. I was like, oh my God, they scored 2 goals and he got one of them.
It's unreal.
I tell you what, well though, Barrow getting beat again.
That's what I was about to say. Not only getting beat, but getting beat by Forest Green. And I was having a chat. I was having a chat to a few people, and they had mentioned Forest Green actually getting that win. It's a massive win that could propel them to actually building some form of a run and really giving Colchester and Grimsby, for example, pressure to where they have to get results, because you see Sutton lost to Wrexham. That's probably them out of the contest of staying up and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But Grimsby's game was postponed and all this other stuff. But that Colchester Grimsby game, because of the fact that Forest Green are actually pulling some positive results, I think that game's a real 6-pointer. And I'm kind of gutted that it wasn't played, because if you would have asked me, even as recent as Saturday, I would have said Forest Green and Sutton are down anyway. But seeing that Forest Green result and seeing kind of the managerial appointment they made, some of the signings they've made, it does make me question, can they get out of it? And don't get me wrong, it'll be a massive task to, but it's definitely possible.
Definitely. Anyone in the chat as well? I know there is a couple of fans of League Two clubs, so if you do want to send in your match reports as well, please do.
It's gutting that Nick is in here because Harry McCurdy scored a 94th minute equaliser.
I know.
Didn't he?
I was gonna say that. Yes.
It was a fantastic goal as well. I had a watch back of it, and we were talking about kind of his interview that he did after the Newport game, and it was really, heartfelt, and it was really nice to listen to. And then for him to go against, Gillingham, they're a playoff contending team, for him to score an equaliser in, a game that, for a Swindon point of view, that's a fantastic point in what has been I'd like to say a lackluster season would be quite the way to put it. It was really nice to see. And now that I don't have to worry about him scoring against Newport, I wish him all the best at the end of the day. It was really nice to see.
Same here. Nick has actually put as well, Simon Weaver, the Harrogate boss, appeared on the EFL podcast, which is also shown on YouTube today. He was bemused but honest that Stags took their chances.
I think they had 10 shots on target and scored 9 of them. So that's like the definition of clinical.
I know. Dietrich, who's a Bradford fan, she has put, I'm thrilled we scored 4 on Tuesday against our manager's former club. 3 clean sheets in a row, 4 different scorers as well. Our recent signing, Callum Cabana, scored his first goal. Delighted for him. Weirdly,
former Newport. He was on loan with us last season, and I really, really liked him. He's got a fantastic personality. He has a fantastic work ethic. I had said when he was signed for Bradford, he's very much a raw talent that under the right system can develop to be, really good and a very prominent, maybe not dedicated finisher, but someone really well in a strike partnership. And I think him working with Andy Cook this season, being that dedicated finisher, that's a really good partnership. And I think Bradford have made a good account of themselves now, especially with the result, on the weekend against Wrexham. I think they've made a good account of themselves to now also contest themselves for playoffs, in all fairness. But I could say that about 90% of the league at this rate.
Jen, who's our Morecambe fan, she has put her views on Tranmere Rovers 2, Morecambe 3. She's put Tranmere, I don't even know where to start. We fell apart in the first 10 minutes and made some stupid mistakes, but to come back and win 3-2, a 95th winner cannot be beaten. I love those last-minute winners.
We had one against Doncaster a few weeks ago, and it was away from home. It was the worst game of football I've ever watched. And then out of nowhere, Seb Palmer Holden scores a volley from a beautiful cross. And, I would generally much rather take a 1-0 last-minute winner that is definition of scrappy than I even prefer them to the high-scoring games every now and again, because it's such the definition of snatch and grab. And I think that's what even our season has been for a lot of it.
She's put as well, Jen, even better when it's someone who hasn't scored for us yet. Love that.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
Is top of League 2?
This might be the last time you're able to say it, because don't Mansfield have a game in hand over you?
I don't think so.
Or is it a game in hand over? They have a game in hand over someone, don't they?
Wrexham is the one with a game
over Crew and all that, yeah. The thing is about Stockport, you've given everyone plenty of chances to take that top spot from you, and you're just still there. So I don't think you'll lose it.
I'm not bothered.
You think at the end of the day, you're 6 points clear, aren't you, of automatic? So you're not going to be bothered, are you? First and third, it's all the same. You just get a really small trophy that says you won the league if you get first.
So, top of the table. Who's top of the table, Claire? Stockport County are top of the League 2 table with 61 points. Second, we have Mansfield on 60 points. Crew are third on 57 points. Wrexham are fourth on 55 points. Barrow are fifth on 53 points. MK Franchise. Did I get that right?
There you go.
Yeah, MK Franchise are sixth with 51 points, and then Notts County are 7th on 47 points.
Look at how close it is to 12th.
I know.
You look at 7th to even where we are in 14th, and there's 4 points in it. Like that's unreal, and it's weird because Notts County are comfortably the best team I've seen all season on both occasions where we played them. They are the best team we've seen.
Really?
And, yeah, Notts County by far are the best team that I've seen play League Two football this season on both occasions. And I'll go as far to say they played better against us on Tuesday than Man United did. That they were that good. And the fact they're only in 7th, and that's only by goal difference, to me is absolutely mental.
But they were all right. They were good in possession, but they were all fat. Okay, they couldn't score.
I think, in all fairness, I think we got very unlucky that we caught them on 2 good days and we weren't up to speed. Because when we played them away, we had like 7 injuries to first team players or something on those lines, and then, second game we were out of steam, probably from still celebrating the Walsall result, and they had changed setups to something that apparently nearly worked against Gillingham. So you could say we were unfortunate in some ways or another, but at the same time, I still...
Why are Morecambe not in the league?
Oh,
it's probably... they've got games in...
Yeah, it's probably me. I've messed up. I put Gillingham twice. It's double game week, so all those graphics just confused
They're
me.
in 9th and 10th. Fair play to them. Consistency.
It's me. I've messed up. All these graphics.
I think it's Morecambe in 10th, isn't it? And Gillingham's in... Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
It's fine. We'll hammer them now Saturday, and they'll come back down, and then Morecambe will swap. They'll make a swap. It'll be fine.
As well, I missed Alad's comments about the game, the Wrexham game. It's put for a third time this season. We have scored 2 away from home. First wasn't a spectacular goal scored by Boyle, but we got away with a potential handball in the box. But a great second goal from Lee. Right, let's have a look now.
Fair play. Poor Sutton, because I've been told they play really nice football, or they keep themselves in games, but they still don't bloody win them. So
did you see what happened to him when they played us?
Was it 8-0?
Yeah, they didn't play well that day.
Yeah,
I think they were already on the night.
Yeah, especially in recent games, there's been people saying about how well they've been playing, but just the fact they're missing maybe a clinical edge, or they're missing they're missing something to where they can't get those results. Yeah, they're a good team. They can't finish, but they don't play pretty football.
All fat, no poo.
All fat.
And then the bottom of the League Two table in 23rd, we have Forest Green on 23 points. Sutton are bottom of the table with 22 points.
Do we think that'll stay as it is? Because I do.
I was saying it earlier. I think Sutton are down, in all honesty. But if Forest Green can build on their result against Barrow, they've made some good signings. They've got a decent manager. It'll be difficult, but they can claw out of it. But it might be too late, in all honesty.
It reminds me very similar of last season. Like, we were the ones at the bottom. We were like the Sutton last season. We were pretty much gone. And then obviously your Hartlepool, kind of thing.
It was Hartlepool and Crawley, wasn't it?
Crawley, yeah. Crawley obviously had the struggles, didn't they?
Yeah.
Things like that,
they're still having those ownership struggles. There's been things that have come out about
that.
Yeah, they're huge losses, and apparently one of Crawley's branches in the UK have folded or something almost. Like, I can't quote it because I don't remember it, but it just doesn't look great off the pitch anyway.
It's not good, is it? I think there's been a bit weird, hasn't it? Bitcoin or something taking over him. It's never
they had. Yeah, they were a crypto lot, weren't they? And it's near enough gambling in terms of the way you make your money. So it was
yeah.
already sketchy the second it was approved, but
Yeah.
it's evidently turning out more sketchy the longer it goes on. So
Definitely.
we'll see.
You can see them tailing off now in the league, can't you? I think if they didn't have the start that they did have, they'd be potentially obviously struggling. But I think because they had such a good start, I don't think they're in any danger, to be fair.
Yeah. In all fairness, you always associate safety with 50 points, don't you? So, you know,
yes, we're safe.
I think the average is like, even just in terms of playoffs, it's like 76 points or something like that to get in the playoffs. You know, you're nearly guaranteed playoffs as well, Claire, so you can lose again in the final.
Again, like, that didn't even bother me last season. I was like, oh well, Football League. We've got,
to be fair.
Talking about that though, because obviously we played Salford in the
semi-final.
playoffs. So we've just had a bit of a thing with County where the Salford tickets went on sale, and they went on sale for people that had been to 10 or more away games. And then, like, that was on a Friday. Then on the Monday, they went on sale to people that had been to 5 away games. And then on Tuesday, they went on, like, general sale for season ticket holders.
That's a different one.
Yeah. So we've never had a way before, like, basically it's just always been, like, season ticket holders. But we've got a lot of season ticket holders, and there's more season ticket holders than tickets that we've got from Salford. So it, like, a lot of people are a bit like, what the fuck? Like, we've never done something like this before. But actually, like, for years, we've been saying, oh, we should have something in place, like a point system or something like that people run by. And then this time, you know, I've been saying that for years and everything, and then it's me that got caught out by it, like, through my own naivety. So I've actually got 14 away games, including the ones I've got tickets for. But on my season ticket account, I have nowhere near that, because I've gone up to the window when they've gone on general sale and been like, can I have a ticket for whatever? And I've done, like, Hannah has got tickets for us both, like, by getting 2 tickets. And then, like, I've had another friend get me tickets. So for years I've been calling for this, and then I've been stupid and missed out on.
It's all Salford's fault, because they have a little tin pot ground that can fit about 7 people. It's all their fault.
To be fair,
Lego Stadium was shipping container toilets. Like, I hate that ground.
I'm saying all this about me being naive, and I definitely will not be naive going forward, and I'll be getting them all myself. But, like, it's just funny that I've been calling for it, and it's me that's missed out because of being naive. But I just want to say, actually, because it is a good place to do it, that we've got a lot of very good people at Stockport County. And I think stuff like this is really important as we continue to grow. And it's nice to be represented by some people that have the know-how to put stuff like that in place. So thanks to whoever wants to be thanked for making that decision. It's a really good thing.
Thankfully, we don't sell enough away tickets to ever have to have that put in place. I think the only away end we've sold out in the same way that every club sells it out this season is Wrexham's. And even that was a nightmare to get tickets for.
We give tickets out for free and they don't turn up still.
Do you know what? We do that for schools.
That's what we did.
We do it as well,
keep doing it though, because it's grown. Half of our fan base now is kids that used to get free tickets. But yeah, we take a lot to most away games. And you're saying about Wrexham, it actually concerns me because it's our last away game of the season.
Yeah.
And they'll probably be like, you need 15 away tickets. And I'll be like,
dear me.
I'm going to have to get it over with, aren't I? So top result we will go for. Altrincham 3, Rochdale 0. So a very, very, very annoying game, to be honest. This is actually the first game that I've sat there and thought to myself, what was Jim McNulty doing? Like, I am a big advocate for Jim McNulty. I think he's done brilliant with the resources that he's got at Rochdale. The players he's brought in, I think he's a fantastic guy as well. But I sat there after this game and thought, what were you thinking? Went 1-0 down, first of all. To be fair, 1-0, a very unlucky goal. Our keeper got his fingertips to it, but then it came off the post, went in. Very unlucky, to be fair. And then we just completely... we got into it. We had chances, but we didn't really look like scoring. And then Jim McNulty, this was what really baffled me. He actually took Ryan East off in our midfield. And what's frustrated me the most is had to do it recently because obviously we've got injury to Adam Clayton, our other midfielder. But he's been playing Ryan East in more of a CDM role when we were thriving, and our really good run came from when he was playing like the number 10 role, Ryan East, and he was scoring, he was creating chances, but obviously due to circumstances, he's had to play more of a defensive midfield role. And fair enough, Adam Clayton's back, which is absolutely brilliant. Ahead of schedule, he's back as well. But instead of weaning Adam Clayton in, just like each game, he kind of did a like-for-like substitution. So we took Ryan East off, brought Adam Clayton on, which completely baffled me because I think to myself, Adam Clayton hasn't got the legs for starters. He is getting older now. He is pretty slow. But I thought, right, we'll trust Jim McNulty, even though I thought his decision was stupid. So I took Ryan East off. And then one of the first touches Adam Clayton got, he then lost the ball, which led to their second goal. It wasn't entirely his fault because our defence were in absolute shambles, should have done better. But Adam Clayton lost the ball in midfield, and then they went, I think it was Con Clark who scored, and one player who you don't want to score against you is Con Clark because he's absolutely brilliant.
He is, isn't it? Really
he was
good.
linked with Gillingham as well, and I was half hoping Gillingham signed him before we got this rearranged game, but we didn't. So he obviously went on and scored. Our defence were atrocious. And I think I've come on pretty much each week and said our defence is just shocking. We'll leak goals for fun. It's the easy. It's just that it just baffles me because it's the basics that they lack. And I don't know if now, because we've obviously got this new keeper as well, Tiernan Brooks, whether we kind of had a bit of an understanding and we were kind of used to playing with Louis Molden, and it came into it where obviously Louis Molden was a lot more vocal. He would trusted his defenders, the defenders trusted him, and he kind of had that understanding because he built that throughout obviously the half the season we had Louis Molden. I don't know if it is because obviously now Tiernan Brooks has come in, it's a new keeper as well, but I just feel like we've gone a bit backwards, our defence. And then the third goal, Regan Linnett, who we were linked to last season as well, obviously had to go and score against us. Again, defensive error. Cannot say anything otherwise. We deserve to lose. We just shown absolutely nothing about us. And as I mentioned, this was the first time, I think, this season, I've sat there and thought, Jim, what did you do? You've lost us a game. His tactics, like I said, his substitutions. It was just all a shambles, really, and we deserve to lose. And it's now got to the point with us where I was looking up at playoffs thinking, oh, we're not far off playoffs now. And now I'm looking at the league table, what we'll look at a little bit later, and I'm thinking, oh, crap, we're only 8 points now off relegation. So it's kind of a bit...
A couple of results really changes things, doesn't it? And I think probably because of obviously what happened last season with you getting relegated, easy to look down there, but I think you'll be definitely safe. Like,
I think you'll be fine. Yeah, I think the teams, like the teams that are in the relegation worry, because I always like having a look at the National League because there's quite a few clubs that I quite like in there, and it doesn't seem to be that. To me, probably the bottom 5, 6 maybe are the ones that are in that relegation scrap, and I don't think you'll get dragged into that in all honesty.
And you know what? It could be worse, Shah. Look at bloody...
Yeah, look at poor bloody Oxford City, the poor things.
I know.
Poor Nick and his two teams, eh?
I know. It was one of them. I don't want to come on here and obviously rant and rave because, as I've said, and I've been quite fair as well, and I've always backed Jim McNulty.
Yeah,
and I think he just got it wrong this game, and I just think now Adam Clayton's back. I think you've thrown him in a bit too soon, where I would have personally kind of weaned him in and maybe took a different player off and then played the three midfielders who we did have. So we had Harvey Gilmore, obviously play Ryan East in more of a number 10 role, because Ian Henderson weren't on at that time either. So play him in more of a number 10 role, where our really good form did come from that. And then obviously introduce Adam Clayton as a midfield three. But I just feel like he really did get that wrong. And I don't know what Jimmy Keohane has done as of late as well, but dropping Jimmy Keohane, I think, is a massive mistake, because some of our fans don't really rate him. And I think it's just because he's one of them players. He doesn't necessarily stand out. He does a job, though. It's like one of them players, a bit like similar to, your Michael Carricks and them kind of players where you don't really, they do a job, and your Declan Rice, they're not them standout players, but they do a really good job for your team. And Jimmy Keohane is a bit like that, where he's not a standout player, but he is very consistent. And I feel like with him as well, he's got the experience. He can contribute to a goal here and there. And I feel like we need him there because you can rely on him. And yeah, I just think it's I think it's just, we've not playing for so long. And then obviously getting back in form and things like that. Obviously, players are coming back from injury, which is great, but obviously they're still not 100% match fit. And then obviously the new keeper, and Louis Molden is such a massive miss. And I said it last week as well. It wasn't just a goalkeeper for us. He kind of started off our play as well. The way we played with him, he played a lot with his feet. He had 5 assists for us as well.
And that's from a goalkeeper.
I knew it was going to be. I knew the comment was going to be made, and I was not going to be the one to make it.
I didn't mean it like that. I mean, from him as well, he was more. We're doing that possession-based football kind of thing, and he was very good with his feet. Playing football in the passing kind of thing. And I just feel like with Tiernan Brooks now. And I'm not necessarily blaming him for obviously conceding all of these goals, because our defence has been absolutely shocking. I just feel like Louis Molden, we might have necessarily not been as bad with him, because obviously he kind of had this more of an understanding with our defence. And like I said, the trust thing as well, and just the style of play. I feel like we've kind of gone a bit backwards because we have got a new keeper, and we're kind of having to wean him in a bit more. And yeah, Cian Hayes played though, which was good. At least I got to see Cian Hayes again.
Woo, woo!
Yay!
I think as well he wasn't 100% like up to scratch, because obviously he's not played for so long. He's had a knock as well. So I'm hoping we've got Solihull Moors at home on Saturday. So I'm hoping that'll be a good game. And hopefully now we've got a few more players back. We've got Cairo Mitchell as well. Devante Rodney's a week off training, I think, as well. So it's all promising. It's all promising.
There you go then. Positives,
yeah. Any other standout results? Obviously, Dagenham. We can't not mention.
Oh yeah, we've already mentioned that, but Halifax as well is a good result. And the team below that can piss off.
Yeah, Halifax. Beating Dorking 3-1 away from home, because they've been quite inconsistent as of late, haven't they, Halifax? And they tailed off a bit, but they seem to be obviously putting a few good games together. AFC Fylde, I've got to mention them, because as much as I don't really like them, since Chris Beach has took over as manager, they've been picking up the points. They've signed a couple of new players as well. And I think I'll be like 16 for something now.
Oh, York got a good result, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm just purposely moving past that because I hate it as much.
Well, no, I only clock onto that result because of Eastleigh. When we played them in the FA Cup, there was this, I did a little bit of a pre-match thing where I had a chat with this Eastleigh fan. He was talking about how the league and his expectations and everything were going. And at that point, he was like, we're really close to playoffs, but unfortunately, we've been prioritising this FA Cup run for obvious reasons. And ever since we beat them at their place, they've played like 7 games and lost 4 and drawn 3. So I'm sorry, Eastleigh. I'm going to say we're the ones that did it. We caused the bad form because they prioritized. What I was told was that they were playing rotations and all this stuff leading up to kind of, this FA Cup game. Then they got absolutely stuffed in that FA Cup game, and the kind of confidence hasn't stayed and rejuvenated since, or at least that's what it looks like anyway. And again, I think they're very much in a situation where they did too well at the start of the season to be in contention. But when you're picking up that many consistent poor results, you've got to look at it and not be concerned necessarily, but definitely look at it with like one eye behind your back kind of thing.
100%. Mr. Lucas put as well, Eastleigh were dreadful at our place. They aren't a playoff side at all if they play like that all season. And Sam has put as well, Eastleigh do this every year, get close to playoffs and have a meltdown. I want to actually shout out Ebbsfleet managing to get a draw, obviously, away at Chesterfield. That's a very good result for them. Obviously, we've seen the form Chesterfield are in. And Ebbsfleet are obviously struggling, aren't they, down at the bottom? So what a result for them. And Woking as well, who are near the bottom, and obviously getting a draw at Hartlepool. They've picked up form since Kevin Phillips has took over as manager. So that's a massive result for them.
Poor Chesterfield. They're only upwards of 30 points clear at the top now. Poor things.
Sam has put as well, it's because I don't play 5-a-side behind the Eastleigh Stadium anymore. No inspiration. Must be it. Your fault, Sam. And then obviously,
oh God,
AFC filed beat Aldershot 5-0. I mean, you've got to give them credit.
That's a good result for Halifax. Yeah.
You look at what Aldershot did at the start of the season, mainly that cup game against Swindon, and you look at all the goals they were scoring.
They bloody knocked us out as well.
You'd have put them to score 5, very much not concede 5, and not reply. That's unreal.
They were brilliant against us.
They were brilliant against us as well a few weeks ago. When they played us a few weeks ago, because we obviously beat them at home and then they beat us at their place, and they were very good. They've got a lot of really good players as well, to be fair to Aldershot, but really bad day for them. Obviously mentioned FC Halifax, another win, so back-to-back wins. Oldham as well, as much as I don't like Oldham because they are our rivals, I just want to give a massive shout out to Frank Rothwell, obviously their chairman. Is done. I've actually got it screenshot. I think, was it? Did it
that row?
Yeah.
Amazing.
He did a solo row across the Atlantic in the world's toughest row for Alzheimer's Research UK. He's actually raised £250,000 as well, which is absolutely magnificent. So fair play to him. And that's coming from a Rochdale fan. I think that's absolutely magnificent for someone to do that.
Yeah, and it's probably had someone go through it. My grandma had a mix of Alzheimer's and dementia, and it's cruel. It's such a nasty thing to have to go through. So I mean, it's just amazing that he's put that. It's not young either.
No,
so to put
it's in his 70s.
Yeah, fair play to you, Mr. Rockwell.
Oh, skip that! I got excited.
Skip talking. Yep,
I know. But to be fair as well, I'm actually going to give Oldham some credit now. As much as they're our rivals, I don't really want to talk about them. I think obviously the game got postponed, I think, at the weekend, but then obviously midweek, and I think Oldham are now, the team are starting to gel. Obviously they've signed some new players as well in January. They've got a really good squad behind them. They just seem to be getting the results as well in the playoffs. So I think Oldham will only get stronger now until the end of the season. And I do actually see them. I want to say playoffs, but I think if they carry on this run, and obviously Bromley and is it Barnet? Is it Bromley? I think it's Bromley and Barnet. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, with obviously Bromley and Barnet tailing off a bit now and they're quite inconsistent. I just think to myself, will they pick up the points, Oldham, because they have got a lot of players and they've got real quality in that squad. So I actually think they could get automatic. No, we can't get automatics. It'd be playoffs, won't it?
But I'd say unless they can catch up to Chesterfield,
no,
I'd be quite
ignore me.
I'd be heavily surprised if they could do that.
I didn't mean that. I mean, we'd be guaranteed second or third to then go through to,
I like how they actually do the playoff system in the National League. It gives more teams kind of opportunity, but at the same point,
it's weird though. It's weird because 4 to 7 have to have like a playoff.
Yeah.
And then the 2 winners from that play second and third.
Go into the playoff and then play the playoff final. But I suppose the cruel thing about it, and it was something that was mentioned last season, wasn't it, when Notts County missed out on automatics, is the fact that only one team goes up on their own. And I understand it's because only 2 teams go down from League Two, but I think for kind of just a balance thing, I feel like that should be switched to 3 up, 3 down, 2 up automatically, and then playoffs. There's been
all the suggestion of this for years, and what the thing that stops it is that everyone in the Football League has to agree to 3 down from League Two, and why would they?
Exactly.
Good point.
Exactly.
Well, it's because the clubs that get relegated from League Two to the National League, let's be fair, for the most part, they're not built to run in the National League, are they? They're built to be an EFL club, and it's why you see a lot of clubs that go down to the National League. You see a lot of them struggle because they're not built and sustained to not only play that football, but to be a commercial strong side.
To try and get out of
very harsh league, yeah.
Just on Frank Rothwell as well, we've got a lot of people in the chat. Mr. Luke sending claps. Jen as well said, that's amazing. Alan just put, I think that was his second time as well, sending claps. You know what I mean, guys? Come on, the emojis are there. Sending claps. Hip hip hooray claps. Wow, that's incredible, Dietrich's put. Alan has put as well, massive respect for him, a great achievement with doing it and raising that much for a good cause. I completely agree with Mr. Luke as well. Oldham can be inconsistent, but I think now with them obviously signing some additions in January, and I just think now Mickey Mellon's kind of found his feet at Oldham, they're kind of building on something. So that's just my opinion, no. And Dorking as well, winning away at York. And that was actually the 4th consecutive away win, I think, for Dorking. They're very good away, but they're just struggling at home for some reason. I think it's because everyone's scared of Mark White.
Dorking away. No. Okay. Every time I hear Dorking, that's always what I think about. That song.
I think we're going to have to do what we're doing a Premier League show and a European show with PSG and just cut Chesterfield off right now because it's getting boring, isn't it?
I don't know what you mean. There's a real close title race there between 81 and 58 points. It's going to be a real tight finish at the end here.
Especially now Ebbsfleet got a point against Chesterfield as well. We didn't get the
real killer from real killer.
Look at the gap. 47 points, 48 points from the last playoff place to first.
I know.
It's literally half of what Chesterfield have. It's, if at the end of the day, if Wrexham and Notts County didn't exist in the National League last season, Chesterfield would have been up last season, if not the season before. It's inevitable, isn't it? Let's be fair.
Definitely.
No, they wouldn't have gone up the season before.
Just
Good point.
They were crap.
In all fairness, I had not paid attention to the National League further than last season.
the season before, they were crap, and they put some kind of just giving on to fund for frost covers, but like we're signing players. But it's this season really they're going shit or bust to go up, I think.
Well, something tells me they're not going to go bust in terms of the going up ambitions.
Well, yeah, 100%.
If they mess it up now, just forever forbid them to the National League and the National League only. Never higher.
Yeah.
Can I just say as well, like obviously I was speaking about us and the situation with looking at the playoffs and then looking at relegation. Do you see what I mean? No intent.
Yeah.
Like we've got that. with 7 points off a playoff place, but then you look at Woking, who are on 34 points, and we're only on 41 points now.
Yeah, but all those teams between you and them are also not great either, like inconsistency. So you'd say there's 10 worse teams than you. Take away, I mean, Southend obviously had the deductions, but other than that.
Do you see what I mean? No, because I was like proper like, oh, we might be getting a playoff place, and it's just mad how a couple of weeks can obviously change in this league. Just going back to the chat as well, we have got Talking Gas podcast. Evening, guys. Hello. Birds of Blue. Hey, Kieran. Pete Wild. Up the lower league. Look.
Love that down there. Love it.
Talking Gas podcast is also put. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Frank Rothwell is 73. Yeah, I thought it was in his 70s. So that is honestly amazing.
It's incredible.
Amazing. What a guy and what he's done. I think that's absolutely phenomenal.
And I can barely run up the hill to my house.
I know. I can't even walk up the stairs without getting out of breath. So top of the National League table, who is it? It is Chesterfield, shock, on 81 points. And then in second, we have Bromley on 58 points. Barnet are in third on 56 points. And then we have Altrincham in fourth on 52 points. Credit to them as well, because they play some really good stuff. What a team. What they have built, I think, is absolutely brilliant. Solihull Moors, we have them on Saturday. Not looking forward to that. Our fifth on 50 points. Oldham are our sixth on 49 points. Aldershot are seventh on 48 points. And then in relegation, we have Woking, who are 21st on 34 points. Kidderminster 22nd on 32 points. Ebbsfleet are just below them, also on 32 points. And then Oxford City, bless them, have 27 points and they are bottom of the league, but Southend on the same points as Woking.
It shows how quick it can change as well, because it's not long ago that Kidderminster were rooted to the bottom.
Exactly. Look at AFC Fylde as well. I know we don't like them, Claire, but...
Bastards are getting out of it, aren't they?
Yeah. What Chris Beach has done there, to be fair to him, he's done a really good job, and some of the players he's brought in as well. But yeah, we won't look at that for too long because it's depressing me. Mr. Luke, you've waited long enough, bless you. You talked to us about the Gateshead game. So the FA Trophy results. So we have This is where I think as well Oldham might creep up, because I feel like if Bromley is still in this competition, and out of all them teams, I think they're one of the teams who actually do have a shot.
It's a good shout, because the season we went up, we were worried about Boreham Wood because they had about 5 games in hand, because they had a cup run and they could have gone clear at the top. And like Nick always says, it's about points on the board.
Yeah.
Because like they then like collapsed and they just barely made the playoffs.
Completely agree. I feel like the team's still left in here, and I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago when I think Oldham actually got beat by I can't remember who it was, but Oldham got beat by a team in a division lower than them. I can't remember who was it who beat them. It was in like the last few seconds of injury time.
I'm looking now, don't worry.
Is it like, it's not is it Hendon or something? Reminds me of Hendo. Is it Hendon or something? Like that? It reminds me of Henderson.
Oh, not Henderson.
I love it.
Hendon, yeah. You smashed it.
Yeah,
Hendon.
So when they actually beat them, and I came on here and said it wouldn't be the worst thing for Oldham, because now obviously it'll be good to win a trophy. But I think as well with Oldham, now they're out of this.
That? Look at their form, that Hendon. That's it, like the only game they've won.
But because they're out of this competition now, I feel like they can obviously just concentrate on the league, and it won't be that harmful. Where I feel like with Bromley, and obviously we've seen with Solihull Moors as well, they're in this competition, but they were second for quite a while, weren't they? Second and third, and they've tailed off now into fifth. So I feel like it wouldn't be the worst for Oldham, and I feel like with Bromley, they can obviously being in this competition. It could happen to them.
The mock back.
It isn't all. It's being a fluttery little fucker.
So, Bromley 2. Then we've got Charlie 1, Solihull Moors 3. I just want to mention about Charlie as well, because I don't know if any of you have seen, but one of their players and Charlie have actually set up a GoFundMe page because one of the players' wife has actually been diagnosed with breast cancer. And I think it's quite a bad, it's quite a serious form of breast cancer. So they've set up a GoFundMe. So
Who's that?
I can't remember his name. Is he called Samson?
Don't know what team I mean, sorry.
Charlie.
Oh,
I'm sure it's Charlie.
I'll go and have a look.
And there's actually rumours as well with, I think, is it Brian Fadden and
Olive Boyzone.
Keith Duffy as well taking over Charlie, so.
Oh, it's Olive Boyzone.
Oh, is it Olive Boyzone? Ooh. Obviously, yeah, Solihull Moors beat them 3-1. Macclesfield beat Hampton and Richmond 2-0. Hereford 0, Gateshead 1. So, let me get up to this.
And we're watching Hampton and Richmond in the they play in the 6th tier, didn't they? They play National League South, and I'd watched them when my partner lives over Dover way, so we went to watch a Dover Athletic game, and I think it ended I can't remember if it was a 0-0 or a 2-2, but it was one of the worst games of football because of the rain. Because it was when the storm was, the two storms kind of back to back, and it was awful. But yeah, fair play to Hampton and Richmond for getting that far in the competition. But Macclesfield, I haven't heard their name in a while. So
I know.
Again, what tier are they in? Because obviously they got kind of exiled out of the EFL, didn't they?
Are they in the one below the National League North?
I'll have a quick look.
Let me just go back as well to Mr. Luke's comments.
They're in the Northern Premier League. I'll have a look where.
Ooh.
I think that is the.
Well, you're having a look, Kieran. I'll just read out Mr. Luke's comments about the Gateshead game. He has put, listening to this game on radio, sadly couldn't make it. Hearing it sounds like we were playing quite poorly in the first 15 minutes, and then we suddenly started to perk up towards the end of the half. Having a lot of chances and near misses as well was a tough 45 minutes. Let's get to the other one. Second half, we managed to finally score a goal after some of the chances in the first half. Bear marker, they have a bear markers Dianganga back scoring again. However, it was another tough game, but defensively, we were holding up pretty well from Hereford's high press. Can't get to the comments quick enough. My laptop keeps crashing. There we go. The goalkeeper almost got... I saw the video of this. Is the goalkeeper called Pond? I'm sure he's called Pond. The goalkeeper almost scored in 90+6 minute from a corner with his head, but it flashed across the goal. Not a clue how he had missed that. We have been drawn to Peterborough Sports at our place in the quarterfinals, hoping we can get back to Wembley again after last season's FA Trophy final and win it. They seem to be smashing it at the minute as well, Peterborough Sports, to be fair. They won 1-0 against Kidderminster. And he's also put, finally got Willstone at their place, so hopefully we can get 3 points and get back in the playoffs and breathe.
It is the tier below the National League North, and Macclesfield are just outside of playoffs with a game in hand. They might be returning to National League football anyway, so very impressive.
Very impressive. I used to love games at Macclesfield as well. It was one of them proper old school football grounds that I love to go to, and there's just been so many memories when we've played them.
I remember us getting beat 6-0 away on Boxing Day there.
And last but not least, we have Welling 0, Barnet 3. And that is that for the football chat.
It landed on my hand.
Are you comfy, Claire? Are you sat comfy now? Because Sam has actually done us. We've not had one for a while. But he has done the latest segment of Where is Claire?
Been looking forward to this for a while.
Where do we think Claire has been? Taking foot pictures, sticking her feet out the bed, killing moths. But where
Struggling
where
to kill
else? I
moths.
know.
It's dead now.
Where else has Claire been? She was scoring in the Champions League for Lazio versus Bayern Munich. Take that, Harry Kane. I mean, you've scored for San Marino and now you're scoring in a Champions League. I mean, how does it feel to be a superstar, Claire?
Well, just look at the bulge in my shorts.
You're happy about that, Ben?
Are you happy about being a superstar in more ways than one?
Not much of a bulge, really, is it?
Oh, man. Funny. I like your tattoos as well, Claire. You've had a few more, haven't you?
You've got some, what are they, lime green boots? I mean, interesting colour choice, but I suppose it works with the armband, so there you go. Decent attire.
So, you've scored in a Champions League match. Where else have you been? You became co-manager of Curry's with Nick. And, oh, look at them watching and advertising that Absolutely WSL podcast. I mean, I love it.
How fantastic.
I mean, congratulations,
I can't believe
Claire.
he's put
Scoring for San
Sky
Marino,
behind it.
scoring in the Champions League. Co-manager Curry.
He put Sky behind it. I work for Virgin.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Look at you and Nick. So proud.
I love Uncle Nick.
Congratulations. Where else have you been? You've taken Anne for a walk with his Newcastle goat.
Oh, this is where the Pittenham Pandit Michael Bowl comes into great use.
I love how you're leaning on a tree as well. Good pose. I mean, Anne, he's done a big poo there, hasn't he?
I mean, I'm glad my little
Like half a
dog
sight of
doesn't
him.
do that size poos. Oh, at least my little teddy bear's made it on there, even if.
Well, we noticing that Claire's like half the. Well, I suppose you wouldn't be half the size in terms of height-wise of a tree. Yeah, but you're about as tall as a tree there.
I know.
I suppose maybe the camera's closer,
I
so
don't think
you
feet are
look
touching
taller.
the ground either.
You're on your tiptoes to see if you can get.
Look at my moves.
Right,
Oh
girl.
no!
Oh, you granted me 3 wishes. What could those wishes be? Right, guess what I'm wishing right now.
To have me in your life forever.
That's already going to happen.
Rochdale get promoted.
Just Rochdale don't get relegated. Take
Rochdale
that.
got taken over by someone really decent but really rich.
And then what's my last one? Meet Keane Hayes.
You'll do that anyway. You'll become your next game too, ambassador.
Oh, I hope so. I've not got one now because Richard O'Donnell left. Sam has put, "You're not a virgin, Claire."
How do you know?
Virgin, she's like the Virgin Mary, like what happened with baby Jesus.
Same thing with baby Daisy.
Michael Ball.
Oh, that's amazing.
Drinking out of a Michael Bowl. Jesus.
Right. Next slide. Where has Claire been? Neil Warnock was dubious about going next in the Portaloo.
Oh, funny. Get a whiff of that.
He's having a right good smell.
Where were you up at Aberdeen recently then? Seems as he's up there as well.
Oh, man.
Oh,
And that's that
dear.
for Where is Claire? And that is all of our football chat. We finally got through it, guys. It was a long one, but it was a fun one.
It was. Are we finishing off with Kieran's song?
Yes. Should we do socials first and then we'll finish off
yeah.
with Kieran's song? So, Claire, where can everybody find you? I mean, if you're not
The
taking
toilet,
Anne for a walk, in Curry's, on the toilet, granting me 3 wishes, where
Scoring
can
in the
you find you?
Champions League.
Yes, scoring in the Champions
I'm
League.
a woman of many talents. I can be in many places at once. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter as well, which it'll always be called Claire_Jeffs.
Where can you find your feet pictures if you want to look?
You can rewind this stream a bit in there.
You can also find me on Hatters Hangout, Hatters_hangout even, on Twitter, which is done weekly.
Getyourfeetout.com.
Get your feet out for the lads. It's not get your tits out anymore, mate.
Kieran, thank you so much for coming on and talking football and many other things with us. Where can everybody find you?
Well, you see that it's this side. Shit, it's there. So Kieran UTC on near enough everything. Twitter's the main platform I use, but there's also a link tree that has all my other stuff, and it is not with my findyourfeet.com account. However, coming very soon, I can assure you.
And it was really nice knowing you, and I appreciate if you want to block us after tonight. It was really nice knowing you for the time that we've known one another.
He's just as mad as we are.
I know.
Yeah, I fit in. Listen, right, the one time that I feature, you're talking about feet and all this other stuff. So I think I fit perfectly into this group, don't I? God.
Exactly. And if anybody wants to find me, I am SharXRAFC. That is on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. My Her Game 2 stuff is Rochdale HGT. And obviously, the main socials, look at all of our faces. Look at all of our faces. And Kieran, if you do want to come on again at any point, one of them cartoons could be you. Could be you if you want to come on again.
It's a fantastic advertisement. I'll be here again.
I'm putting a question out there live on air. Ask the chat. Chat, would you like to see more Kieran on this podcast? Let us know.
In place of me, maybe.
Never.
Never.
On Twitter, because we don't call it X on this podcast, it is Absolute Ball Pod. On YouTube and Twitch, it is Absolute Football Podcast. On TikTok, it is Absolute Football Pod. On Instagram and Threads, if anyone uses Threads anymore, it is Absolute Football Podcast _. On Facebook, it is the Absolute Football Podcast. We are live at 8:30, and that is on a Monday, and that is our Premier League and European show. On Wednesdays is our WSL and Women's Championship show. And on Thursdays is this crazy show. We like to call it the Lower League show, but it could turn into absolutely any carnage. So yeah, that's all of the shows, but I think this is by far the craziest one. Oh no, Josh is coming at the wrong time. Wow, he's going crazy. He's put yeah boy, and then he's put can never have enough Welsh. The boss is coming.
All right, mate. How you doing?
Somebody on bed. Come on. I'm on heat.
Mr. Lucas put great show, everyone. Good luck to everyone on Saturday. Aled has put have a great evening, all. And should we finish off with a song, Kieran?
Oh, of course we should. I think we've rehearsed this long enough. I think we're going for Hello by Adele.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. It's Kieran.
Hello. It's not even a sing. It's just very deep monotone. Hello. It's Kieran. I was wondering if you want me to come back on here again, maybe. If so, please let me know.
And follow him.
And follow the podcast and
Hello.
subscribe. Hello.
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 Thank you so much, everyone. Take care and have a lovely weekend.
Bye.
Bye.